no Coco major so honso yes ankofa no kore no videos here wutie no any many of these are still on YouTube page waiting for you to go and watch them. Na also what was mu asem anopay say man ko ba bia na e was say me use me leisure time no dey ba na ye bedi nkomo kakra ya busia unim say Muham-Mad that tinko fo we pa wo mo Islam so mo ne mo na. They claim to be knowledgeable, they claim to be scholars, they claim to be learned and whatever no. Ya na ya nsam no ye hia no ye bekenkan no. Ya na omo no wo mu hunu da na. Ya na wo mu hunu da on. Muhammad ya kire ne wo ye trofo. Muhammad ya kire ne wo ye trofo. Ye wia ye di Muhammad na nkasa nanumu asam no awode kire de wo ye trofo no. Ebe check nanumu asam. Se Muhammad no wo ye trofo na se wo nye trofo. User be mo akwa ba. He woni leader binam na leader na ka kire wo say ya no mo aye nam yi no obi a ubehunu say wabohwere ma bia no we nipa a won kan ye ho no ye tamfo enti say nipa no munya no a munkunum nipa no a na samonam na wonu leader no abohwere ma Why obi a ewosemu kunu ana obi a wosemu jan no why example na medema wo Muhammad they are exposing himself out there ediama enkremofo no ne ngoma na wotro ye ni mo no wa exposing himself ne nsaba okeka ma muslims ne twere no wono ankasa no wa exposing himself out there ngoma ni kutamo munim sese na Muhammad na kan wachire wo bia wo yetorofo wo cheke ne ngoma no so a wutimi ho se ne nsam no a okan ye no asemu a collaborate to na asemu a ode kire torofo no beti mo nso mo hunu and diro enyam nwanwa say ye mu bi no enyam nwanwa say ye mu bi no ye nsam a ye kan montene so no omo fro omo scholars na Muslims no ani da wo so no ba abontena omo be ka kire yen se anase omo twantoro de kire omo se eya atoro because Muhammad ne say woye obi a woye nokwafo a wo kan kore asema wo beti bia na wo kan woye wontimi nye imam okay wontumi nye imam ntini asem bia wo beti bia na wo sa wo ba abonten na wo beka enti asem no wote ya wo hunu no kuro wo mu se no kuro wo mu pa ne se asem abrante yi kan dia sa na tie enkremosum no no ewom bet se me ko abonten na me ko gitum se dia abrante ne kan ya ne kora ye komu hwani se mi ntumi nye imam nti wo se yetum ade so sa hadith we amebeka akire wo no this is my first time o mehia maybe kind of chiro but because enshada nye hadith na so important for me to research about it but my cancer asem we dia chiro wo pay wa bere kura na me nhia sa hadith we me ka chiro wo say in Islam we have what is called taqiyya. An imam, you can never be imam untiminye no kwafo at the same time being Islamic scholar. Untiminye truthful at the same time being an imam. Untiminye truthful at the same time being an Islamic leader. Being as an Islamic leader needs to be I was say you have to be associated with lies. I was say one a tro ebeye nua mo beye donko mo beye so intimate to extend say ba ko nkonya ba ho. because ono Muhammad no amu no na wono nso ya atrosa so upese ubedi na namo wachi na wo chirechire wo mu abeje nkremosom na tom no you have to be a liar like Muhammad no etina da bia meka no da bia meka kire wona metiefo a etie me ne say don't go out there for these imams to tell you that for this alleged scholars need to tell you say sankofe diatro omoboa on kan akore nkyere wo ne some ne ma ne kwan sa ma me no onko nwumen na me nkyere wa de wa ha me di ka no waka this hadith before say ye betoa yankomo no so hwa de bi wa dabi enye we I think say ye be di ka kan this hadith answer I think say ebe the other one no me pam cho me pese me de start free baby de besi baby de mamonti monya abotere wa yen di kan sa hadith we wadawroma chade we Sahid al-Muslim number 5 Sahid al-Muslim number 5 asem because wo Ubayd Allah bin Ubayd Allah bin what's it the Muhammad al-Nabiri okay narrated to us my father narrated to us and Muhammad bin al-Mutana narrated to us Abdur Rahman bin Mahdi both narrated to us. They say ensam no aye beka ho asem no. Enye nipa ba akofo na aka. We yaka nti aye asem wo mate ni bebiri. Okay. Asem ne say den. Was say Shuaib narrated to us on the authority of Kuba bin Abdurrahman on authority of Haf and Haf bin Asim on the authority of Abi Huraira. He said, the messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, said, it is enough of a lie for a man to narrate everything he hears. Okay. It is enough of a lie for a man to narrate everything that he hears. Enti obia asembia obeti bia no obeka no emani pare yetrofo woni mudi entia ye hwa de me wi aba expose Muhammad de akere osisi rade wasi obia asembia obeti bia no mejo so ahye obia asembia obeti bia no obie na no ka no se nipa no yetrofo. Okay, eya dansidie emani panse wo ye trofo. Okay. Enti enye bibia na woti a wose woka because according to Muhammad and Muhammad ga sema wo kan na ye no kore. Wo yi obi a waya ho konkonsani, wo yi obi ani tambia wo ye konkonsan. Tam chomeba. Wo yi obi a anytime bia no wodi konkonsan asem bia obeti bia obekọ abonten no akokan. Edabi wo beko abontene a eye wo se ukọ no wamfa asem bi yankwa ye beserew enti wo beko akodi atoro enti Muhammad be make claim say nyame bi afre no o man revelations. Okay, Muhammad claim say nyame bi afre no say nyame ne ta man revelations enti say nyame no man revelations or the man no. Now many of them were expecting something different, something new. Last week yes program but Muhammad was repeating himself and some of Womadi Carten dada na ewo dada and now Muhammad keep on every ekeka ya when somebody be why expose ya Muhammad there is a hadisa companions neka say their prophet used to copy the people of the Jews in matters in which in matters where there is no revelation because I was say wonya samoka enti revelation ma ekora no a okote asem bia e wo se wo beka na ye wo mo se revelation. Okay, enti wo se obi a asem a wo beti bia wo kan wo yetrofo yemfa another one santo aso MP so na afi me exposing wo hama osisi a ade ye ade we say so side Muslim. Okay, that is introduction of the book 1 no? Number 10. This is from Abu Tahir. Ahmed bin Sah narrated to me. He said, Ibn Wahab narrated to us. He said, Marek said to me. So, eya semua Muhammad no on tanka. Na Muhammad ta kan asemo no. Muhammad yobi asasem we no ta kan pa. Enti nipa dodo na na di ho adanse. Or say, know that a man who relates everything he hears is not safe, and he can never be an imam as long as he narrates everything he hears. And you can never be an imam. Wabra wo you be asama wo betie bia na woka. Won sa nye safe. Enunti na ye ka sa asem we se dia kire mo say. Yen se mo bi wo ho a ye keka. Muhammad kodi na doctor san yere. Say imam obeba be kan kire. Muhammad ni funada. Say imam bi beba be kan kire. Scholars bi beba be kan kire no. Muhammad nkan Muhammad scholars ne an kan kire. Because wo ko bie na no wo kan wonye safe. Ne nkrofo na be search ne kunu. Ne nkrofo na be tena ye ne bone. Ena two ontumi nye imam because in Islam no ontumi nye imam na asem bia wo betie bia no e bia ya asem obegu Islam ho fi e ya asem abeti Islam to e ya asem obegu Islam animu ase na wo be wo de beba bonten sa wo beba abeka because e wo nwoma animu de wo beba abeka e wo nwoma anim wo be hunu na enso fasie emfa ma bontene e ma meka atiase enti you being an imam no you need to you have to practice how to be a liar, how to hide some things, how to cover up Islam, how to defend Islam in any way, any possible way. This is Islam for you. Muhammad is saying, asemu biya wo betie biya na wo beba be kan unye safe and you cannot be an imam. How was the revelation came to Muhammad? According to the Quran, Yanshadiye, Ti Muhammad Yasemo Kai. Ye tebu wan kasankasa mo komsheni ne to de ama musisi ma mfano anto so na bla 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 bla. Oh. Don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. Oh, my screenshot to that ayah no. That is Quran Surah 75. Okay, meba. Odia ma mene won kai your friend say. Mene won kai some of the hadiths maybe. I think say ayah na me screenshot ma me had. We say so here then. And now we here. Okay, ni nyina ya hadisa. Oh, pam chow enie ma call screenshot aya na bam pam chow mama me mfa ma musisi. Oh, Papa J, ewo ho wani funu dai Muhammad ne se wa funu dai ewo ho book ne wo ho ewo mo ngomam wa ma hide sa ngoma no Muslim scholar na omo yes research deep into Islam no wo mu nim sa asem we. But in Islam no it is good for you to be a liar. It is good for you to hide some secret things because if you does that you can never be an imam. That is what the hadith is trying to say. How Muhammad a coin ben or fast what the revelations by Shadi. Surah to Al-Kaf. Okay, ayat number 9. Was say, I am not something new, I am not something original among the messengers, or do I know what will be done with me or with you? I only follow what is revealed to me, and I am not but a clear warner. Commissioner ka say, enyame ne onipa odi kan wo asomafo ni mu. Na me nimu de yede beye me, ana yede beye mo. Me de me ni bribiara echi, je se de ye yi akere me no. Na majuma ara ne se meye kokobo ni pefe. Okay. So Muhammad say, wono dia commission for the ba ye ni nyina no. Onye new among them. Wono nankasa wonimu de yede beye no. Sa na dom wodi na chi nso wonimu de yede beye wo mo. Na wono ne de woye kokobo pefe de wate ana de ye dan na di kire na woka. Enti Muhammad ka kire wo say, wo a wo beti asemu bia wo beba abontena beka no wo ye trofo na wono Muhammad kro no aklemi se wote nsem bi wo nasom ebi wa wonya no da yesum ebi wa wote nasom wose obi wo kro etime renge nasom ti se bell de beka de akere wo nani nyina no wotumi ate ase aba be kire mu de akere wo na wagye adi se ye no kore enti wono ni si enya bibia ne yete a yeka enya bibia ne yete a yeda na die enye bibia ne yete a yede kwa abontene ekoka kire nipa na wonu Muhammad ne de no wote bibia no obeka because wo see obi a wote bibia woka bia ne ye trofo onu Muhammad ne ti bibia wo ba abontene beka kire wo ye trofo ana wonya trofo Philip mejo so wonu Muhammad ne de wono ne de wote bibia wo ba abontene wo beka eno nso wonu ne see se obi ye trofo a de dai na di e wono ho ma hunu se nipa ne ye trofo eni se bibia wo beti bia na wo be ba abontena beka eno ne de di pefe ma wote ase se nipa ne ye trofo because asema wo kan wo point because e to da bia bibi wo ebi wo kro betumi abeka asem bi obeka sa asem no waten so na wonte ye di se bi Muhammad ye eniema bebrebe na Muhammad ye ya wo claiming say nyankopon bi obo so ne asase na de man which wo ye nyansafo na atena se cheke sa ansem no nyankopon bi obo so ne asase wo hono ma onfa nsem we ma Muhammad enti Muhammad na nkasa wa exposing ho amani pa nyina hu se wo ye trofo because already was saying ye what ana de da na di kire no na woka adenti ngo no de da bibia di kire no a wo beka na wo ka che wo se wo de wuti bibia wo beti dia mfa nkwa abonte ne meka because wonim wo hunu yie se wo su baby wo no ho wo dan niema bi adi na bra bomo no ye betro nsem bi afa no ho a ensem no be ye tan ensem ni be ye nyan ensem ni be ye fi amanyansafo enti se wodi na chi na wo do ne de a just keep quiet nkwa abonte ne nkoka na wo sa nipa kro no kra what ta come montene ko kan asasem no you don't qualify to be an imam where you Muhammad anu mu asem yen hwa de divine inspirations no ame fa bi nkire we e kwan afa so obi ba Muhammad wo hwa de so ye where you Said al-Bukhari number 5 narrated by Said bin Jabir Ibn Abbas in the explanation of the statement of Allah, move not your tongue concerning the Quran to make haste therewith. Okay, to make haste therewith. That is Quran Surah 5, Quran Surah 75, ayat number 16. Said Allah's messenger. Or said, Allah's messenger used to bear the revelation with great trouble and used to move his lips quickly. Okay. Enti Jaber kachre Ibn Abbas say, na Muhammad finding it so difficult to, recite the revelation to people. Say, message ni ba na Muhammad na no pre na no ne katre me pre wonanum na no popo. Okay, entina very difficult for Muhammad to recite and some no ban in chain editire nipa mechire obi amwo hunu ye say Muhammad has deceived 1.8 billion people on the surface of this earth. Me ba be chire obi. Hwe obi a ye revelation ne dia manual ye see read and now recite not say ye odi ye nto aso. Wo be hunu say dia adesua ne ba ne nche ne netie. Hwade o. Say dia adesua ne ba ne nche no wo be hunu say dia netie. Ene say Muhammad na nkasa no ofane ne difficult say an angel Gabriel ne ba ne nche na watch no how to recite the thing. He find it difficult because ya na no popo. Now revelation be beba ne nche na bering na sum crying to say bell. How can he be able to explain that crying to you? And he was say immediately wo twa trobi de hye because said the ade na si aba na sumo kran wo check hadith in so Muhammad say ringing of a bell is an instrument from Satan. Ringing of a bell is an instrument of a Satan. Muhammad is also was at times revelations in a ban in chain bino a ringing assumed to say bell. So this revelations in a ringing assumed to say bell no a revelations from Satan. Because say ringing of a bell is an instrument of a Satan. So say revelation beba Muhammad in chain na a bell ringing assume crying to say bella. That revelation na aban in channel a revelation that was from Satan. What the talk about so my cancer hadith read about the or say Allah's messengers used to bear the revelation with great trouble and used to move his slaves quickly with the inspiration. Ibn Abbas moved his lips, saying, I am moving my lips in front of you as Allah's messenger used to move his. Said, moved his lips, saying, I am moving my lips as I saw Ibn Abbas moving his lips. Okay? Enti, Jabel, ena narrati asemono de chire Ibn Abbas. Ena Ibn Abbas nso narrati asem de chire obi. Ena nipa nso to aso narrati. Enti sede Ibn Abbas hunu se Jabel emu na oye nano. Sede na Muhammad ye nano no. Sa ena Ibn Abbas nso ye nano de chire nipa na o narrati de chire no no. Ena wono nso narrati a chire another group no. Wono nso ye nano sede na Muhammad ye nano no wo mu di kai hunu ye no. Because message ne ba ne ya ne hopo what you say it you dey yet talk about it or say Ibn Abbas moved his lips saying I am moving my lips in front of you as Allah's messenger used to move his said move his lips saying I am moving my lips as I saw Ibn Abbas moving his lips. Ibn Abbas added so unless he revealed do not your tongue concerning, or say, move not your tongue concerning the Quran to make hasty with therewith. It is for us to correct it and to give you, O Muhammad, the ability to recite it, the Quran. Okay. It is how can kai Quran Surah 75 for one ayat number 16 and 17, which me we are my screenshot to nayakan. Allah katre Muhammad say Muhammad memma wanom popo e wo Quran akenkai ne ho yen e na ye be kire wo na ye mo wo hunu said ye wo besi akenkai no according to Muhammad na nkyere no enti uhemu a revelations and eba ne nkyaya ana wakotia because enya revelation bia Muhammad enya revelation en free bia enya no kore eye nsem a okotene wa abontene na waba no waba abeka enti wakotin nsem no a opese wono nidi kai beka ne wo ne companions no enim ana wo koka no wo mumu said ye beya ebeye new thing ade am wo se wono Muhammad no na atie enti wote asem no a e wo se wo pepere no ho wo kan asem no ntem said ye beya wona eka ne ho ohia no wona eka ne ho ohia no obi a wotumi ekipu asem wo nitimu no be kipi asem no because Muhammad ni di agoro asem no wate ni wure fi asem enti wodi agora ni wure be fi asem no enti wo se wode ahopoporo eba ne nkrofo ne nche na wo twa ase se wo explain nsem no de ama wo mon tentem no obi atemi ache de atuntim enti wo se na no popo enwoma ye de ama wo a efiri nyankopon bi a wo bo so ne asase a wo no se nyankopon na yi teacher ni a wo kire wo no eye de na sa revelation ne ba wo nche na wo recite a Homa ba wonche na wabekire wo no revelation aba wonche no wo recite na wa no say popo o ketere me pere wo no udi atoro obi a wodi ni kogina mpanimfo ni mo o kasa na no popo bia na yetorofo Muhammad no ye torofo nti na nsem no wakote ne wo bontene so na wo pese wo beye ne something bia ayi wo no na dey benti because wo tin nsem no e wo se wo tena se gbe ne ho da bi obeyi bia firim da bi odi bi beka ho baby odi bi beshe said ye beya e be looking something different in front of ne nkrofo no imagine di se e ya mpa yankopon bi obo so ni asase bi ana revelation bi na wanya yeto aso o say move not your tongue concerning the Quran to make us hasted therewith. It is for us to collect it and to give you Muhammad the ability to recite it. The Quran, that is Quran Surah 75, 16 to 70, which means that Allah will make him, the prophet, remember the portion of the Quran which was revealed at that time by heart and recite. Enti revelation na abane nchen se onu Muhammad no e ko recite asem no eni kwa se Muhammad no ma na no popo because na no na e popo no wono Allah no na wo se wo kai Muhammad ne revelation na aba ne nchen no na wa kire ne se de obesi aresate ensem no de ama Muhammad e de ama ne nkrofo ade enso revelation so no e mo se eye NGB na debre no no oba no abekire no eye den na engine ne di ana engine no oba what the revelation ne ma no ono anse wo de ama no won kire na kenka no wadan nani ko tabi it doesn't sound well oh no ente ya sama orienti Watenase enunti na Quran no ubon se ube na make no Quran surah 2 that is surah to cow the enkremofo ngoma na tosu mienu na ni dini nantwiba no wo kenkaya ya were more than 200 verses no 200 ayahs ena wo mu nanso those ayahs no ukokan bibi kakra wa ha no akokan bibi kakra wa ha no akokan bibi kakra wa ha no akokan bibi kakra wa ha enti Muhammad mfitiase no wati asem we kakra no watwero wati asem we kakra no wabeka wati asem we kakra no wabeka echire no na wo se asam no awadi kaya kan me ya boa no wo Quran surah 2 no wo ma ya chro no wanwan wo kotibia na wadi bia beka ho na ya tuni ya dia hye baabi wo kotibia na wa me ya de bia wo kotibi wo baabi a na wodi abeka ho na ya tuni ya dia hye baabi nyankopɔ bia fa ngoma bia ma no obia anji bia ma de nkyeye enkana no mpopo won se mo aba no no abi no entesa it was the statement of Allah and we have recited to you O Muhammad and when we were the statement of Allah and when we recite it to you O Muhammad through Gabriel then you will you follow it. That is Quran recital. That is Surah 75:18 means listen to it and be silent. Then it is for us Allah to make it clear to you. 75:19 means then it is for Allah to make you recite it. Enti say according to hadith ya ye kan no angel ne beba Muhammad ho na wabeda ni teacher ni na wo kan alif e wo se Muhammad kan di na chi alif ba tau him nim sin dim hum king e wo se wo kire Muhammad sa de ni nyina nti Allah si Muhammad wo pere too much wo pere pere wo se nti na wo kwa na wa woko anu wanu popo no se enje na ekire wo a ye din na tena se na ti no to boss a man in chill, Nina, or can Nina, children say, Utiria, then na yen alano. Ya children said you base ya reciting. And the engine there, or ban no for recitation, or ban no abecken kind, or betray Muhammad said the second kind. Na Muhammad and so Esuakin Canuvia, na Allah, no one Casancasa betray and said the base ya reciting as yen to us way. Yan fan into us one na yan fancy na yan had it. I say, the statement of Allah, and when we have recite it to you, O Muhammad, through Gabriel, then you will follow it, Quran reciter. That is 75:18, means that listen to it and be silent. Then it is for us, Allah, to make it clear to you. Means then it is for Allah to make you recite it, and its meaning will be clear by itself through your tongue. Afterward, Allah's messenger used to listen to Gabriel whenever he came, and after his departure, he used to recite it as Gabriel had recited it. Okay, and now essentially Muhammad de pray. O me kikilem say NGB na ba nche de massive bread inte wo say wo kan sa. Essentially wo pray wo say na NG ne ba nche a na on to ne bo ase. NG ne kan alif wo so no so kan alif. NG ne kan ba wo so kan ba. Adi NG ne kan taw wo so no so kan taw. NG ne kan kum wo so no so kan kum na la se krache. Ale na wo pray wo za. Ah. NG no ya soma na wo ba onche wo ye teacher wo be kire wade. To bo ase tie no. Emanin kansem ni nyina maninsi. Wo kansem ni nyina manisi a yen Allah na ye na ye betro said you obesi a recite no. And according to the hadith, after that atemono, na enjeneba Muhammad ni nche bie mu a Muhammad tenasi bi na wati no enje de kwa na waka woni ma de kurundia ya atoro beginning no na wate nsem no ohun se de Quran sura 2 no wo mu se hye no me di kodi nsem de ya kire o ohun Quran sura 2 no se de wo mu se hye no ubenya Moses asem wo ubenya Joseph asem wo ubenya Abraham asem wo ubenya Noah asem wo ubenya nantwi asem wo ubenya kanama ubenya Solomon asem wo enti Quran no the whole Quran no ena wo born tofa and wo de share Quran sura 2 wo wiye and wo two no one after the other enti wo koti bi wo abontene na wo hu se da bi sa asem we de ene sa asem wo ya me ma ya twere to hai no na befa enti ma me nkotam mfamfiri ho na me mfa we se meka ho na me mfa ntwere ne different aya na ye mfa nto ho enti nsam no ye nsam ano wote na de ti na Muhammad ka kire se wo bi asem bia wo betie bia wo beka no wo ye torofo na Muhammad ne de wote bibia no wo ka wonya torofo ana wo ye torofo shade odi meba yen hwa asem bi wo ha Sadi al-Bukhari, hadith number 2. It was narrated by who? The mother of all believers. That is the 9 years wife of Muhammad. Okay. It was narrated by Aisha. The mother of the faithful believers, Al-Harith bin Hisham asks Allah's messenger, oh, Allah's messenger, how is the divine inspiration revealed to you? Allah's messenger replied, sometimes it revealed like a ringing of a bell. This form of inspiration is the hardest of all, and then this state passes off after I have grasped what is inspired. Sometimes the angel comes in the form of a man and talk to me. Okay. Sometimes the angel comes in the form of a man and talk to me and grabs whatever he says. Aisha added, verily, I saw the prophet being inspired divinely on a very cool day and noticed that sweat dripping from his forehead as the inspiration was over. Muhammad, you know, I'm funny, who grows to grow. Muhammad Kroya said, if you hear the ringing of a bell, is the sound of is the sound of instrument of the devil or Satan or evil. So whenever you hear the ringing of a bell, no, and we say what you want to say, Satan, did. Nanso Muhammad kro ye, Muhammad kro ye yo, Muhammad kro ya, Muhammad therefore ya say there be a woman sao say ringing of a bell. No, what I know, they say the form of Satan giving an information out there. But me kro ye, you know, at times the divine inspiration eba me nchaya e berengi masumu te se adoma kan. It was a banisa. Ono Muhammad netnase na wadwene adoma no kan sa kopim se ensem no wo be grabo ni nyina na wa research ensem no dia mani pa be pa chaw. Bere renke wasum kan. How can you know what the bell is telling you? Now, Susan Muhammad Yatrofonti. Now, I was searching try when your message the Bible because that time no claim me say message about in chain. What in assume adoma. Until once I was claim me say message ban in chain. Companions on it, okay? Revelation about and your moment the Allah companions, Allah messenger what them ay. Barely ringing assume. Onimwa someone bear neka. Until what say? And send a what no. The woho dada no ne ya resa ya kan bia ma na fa na sumu da no no what the bia hihye ayi bia film no what dia kan kire wo mo say ayi divine inspiration tenya sadia and yeah, it was Satan who gave him enti sa ken kai Quran. I've forgotten the ayah. I've forgotten it. Was say Allah somafo bia no waba asasi so a wono Allah na man messenger Satan emfa nensem enshen emuda enti Allah de message beba what the revelation beba na Satan de ne dia ba beka ho ama messenger no na yes messenger na prophet krono a recite the free Allah ho ba ye no ne de Satan dia ba ni nyina no wa recite ni nyina later then no Allah tenase ado hu se da bi me nsam no enje ne de koye no enye no na me bofo no me sumafo no kana na ono Allah na besesen nsam no na wayi de Satan de be hyemu na frim ni wode ono ne de aba be hyem e ba what you say. So Muhammad was influenced by Satan. Okay, so at times you know, now revelation ban inside the revelation is clearly from Satan. And so many people so na yen sem oboni tirimu na eka ebi o ha no wa collapse o kokoma oba wase wonya revelation oboa bra oboa you 1.8 billion people have allowed themselves to be deceived by this guy called Muhammad. And yes sir, how can you trust a person nipa wono aka asemo na wasa contradicting ho nipa wono ane kan asemo no wa contradicting ho wono ane kan asemo na wasa etwa no ho asa bu asemo no so you fall for this person. What me do obi at obi daya wada aso so obi daya wada aso ama wo do obo ma bofom 5 times a day bra gene ho ye de ba ya na ye be kan kire wo say gene nsam no ho yie fa ko kire because adwene no eda yetire mo no it is a detector of error. So one you so abra wo be bre right enti wo say I shall say a terabia revelation ni bi ban nche ya wo say one day na woni Muhammad da ho na Muhammad no woni ne da ho no na awo wom awo abawo enso revelation ba Muhammad eba Muhammad so revelation ba ya no obi a awo wom emfifre ti Muhammad mo maso ma wono Aisha ne kora hunu ye mepa meta what kind of revelation is that? Huh? Mepa revelation who did revelation? You are just receiving a revelation as a message from the alleged creator of heaven and earth. Ediye na be me mfifra atew ediye na wo ye no wodaye nu se wonim angel kura na ba Muhammad nche ne ene how ane wo de message ma Muhammad ya enka wo behuru yiye say that angel no it is not true say wo ye angel bi a wo free nyankopon bi obo so ne asase. We all know say eye motia ena di ade ma wo de ma wo enhye so enti se wonim konfo bi ane wo konfo bi a wo kom motia obeka kire wo kwan a ofa so a akom ne fa no sasem we makane pen I need one okonfo be ne ya frɛ no okonfo agen no ne ya frɛ no kwame ahen sa man ne na wo kom motia anytime dia akom be fa no akom ne fa no a ede ne be konwuram okona wo ba bi obeba ne de champon ne nsanso no akekere no untumi nsane gisa wo de seka etwitwa enti it's a form of revelation onya sa revelation ni bibia no gisa ahokere so na ne nsa beka sa ade no sa na Muhammad yae Muhammad motia na fa no eno ni ade a mo mpesa mo bete ase na nkanye motia na be fa Muhammad ya enwoma efiri nyankopon ogbo so nya asase ebede ne yenya a chapter ye be name no motia a whole chapter of the Quran. Ya name a whole chapter of the Quran in Motia. Motia de ya den ye nya wo mo chapter e wo nyankopon ngomem. You see? Eti omo be fa no e wo se wo pe ba bi du wo mo hye. Omo position wo no som ni mu. Nti wo kama wo te ase se ye wo Motia ni bi kura no wo mo nso ye Muslims. Enti motia ni bi ye papa enti Solomon kura alama ni motia no odi motia ye adwuma said ye enkora ne ba ko ba me back door be ka kire mi say wono no wo motia wodi ye adwuma na ni motia nyina ye ni motia ye Muslims enti wo kaso omu ni me bone a omu ni enti wono obehunu ko obefa so a wono ne be ye me bone a me na me da so tiwe enti Muhammad ye di mo toro che and now information ebu wiase in this era being an ignorance is a choice. I'm telling you era ya woman in this 21st century, trust me, being an ignorant is a choice. You have decided to be an ignorant following Muhammad. This is simple fact. Shadiye nano wa hene ba be koti aya bi wa ha na your friend is say what do you call it good name ba ha no be defend hwe hwade o de hwade o me kan hadith we de si o na maba be peke makopa no ne so where Said al-Buhari bio okay number 4 narrated Jabir bin Abdullah Ansari while talking about the period of the pause in Revelation, reporting the speech of the prophet. Okay. Enti Revelation when aya we no hadith when aya beka no related to one hadith in the Quran. Abara wara ka wu ye no. Revelation pause because ho they na oye angel that time de ma Muhammad no aya waraka ewu Muhammad nya revelation bia into one nanam when one day was akoshia moti ani bio when na betira we say the angel no Muhammad ikra na say honhom na Muhammad koshia do obepo so no enye angel na waraka e ka na asem no because say abera waraka ekachire Muhammad say angel na wo ba ne nchen no eye angel a wokoshia Moses na na se woko Moses nchen no se eye no kura sa say after that now revelation ba ne nchen dia ene na Muhammad ehunu angel no continuously ti asem we say you because we ye Quran Surah 75 on has ehun asem ne ba be kan no enti na ayes aba ansa na Surah 75 on eba ayes na ba ye no eye angel na de ma Muhammad dia ene na angel no na Muhammad ye hunu continuously after say omiya ne menanka wo ku no obepo no so no na hwade say angel bia Muhammad isa be hunu sesi ya no eye angel na Muhammad ye hunu da anasa na ye angel na Muhammad ye hunu da. This is the second time wo hunu sa angel na wo komiya ne mene wo bepo no so no enti sa ta na waraka ti ase no revelations na eba Muhammad nche no angel be na de bre no hey. I will blow your mind, Mesankofa. I will blow your mind, Hadi. It was a narrated Jabal bin Abdullah and Al-Ansari, while talking about the period of pause in Revelation, reporting the speech of the prophet. While I was walking, all of a sudden, I hear a voice from the sky. I looked up and I saw the same angel who had visited me at a cave of Hira, sitting on a chair between the sky and the earth. I got afraid of him and I came back home and said, wrap me in blanket. And then Allah revealed the following holy verse of the Quran. Oh, you, that is Muhammad, wrap up in the garment, arise and warn the people against Allah's punishment up to the desert, up to and the desert adults. Quran Surah 74, ayat number 1 to 5. After the revelation started coming strongly, frequently, and regularly. Okay, so Muhammad is saying, after the pause of the revelation, because na sa tamina waraka revelation na pause. Okay, enti Muhammad is saying, "Wo namono and wo sa te voice biu, and wo peja na ni hwe and na angel na wo komi an emere wo be pono so wona nko okun na Muhammad ni say hunu angel the same angel no and na Muhammad hu bodo no di me ka no ko fie no ka say yem fan to man kata ne ho me pa che wo after say angel ni komi an Muhammad mene wo cave ni mu ho no a wo ba ya wara kaka kire ni say eye angel bia na wo de message bere Muhammad wo de message bere Moses no ono an na ba ne nche me pa che after that no Muhammad enya revelation bia bi mo na Muhammad in your revelation be wa angel ben and te brem angel no the message ni brem no you different from say was say she at the engine the second time or a hu sa bo no no ana. Think about this question me de manu si me nkasa bio but sa asem we dwene hu bio say Muhammad ko shia angel no wo be pone so na wo mia na me na nka wo kun na wo ba ya wara kaka kire no say a angel that will bar Moses in China no me pacho revelation never be you and I never be you right that revelation never be you it is the same angel and another but another a different angel say na a different angel na a angel bay say na the same angel there and you know Muhammad Asia angel ni be then was say she and bio after the pause of the revelation was say she and bio no who born no man need mirika kofie because wo hunu ade a wo hunu ne yema hye no twene hu bio what did make kachiro no twene hu bio. It takes only the brain to detect an error of every statement. It takes only the brain for you to detect every lies from the religion that you are following. So this is clearly understand say Muhammad hunu angel ni bio ema ne hopo there and ya sata mana waraka tiase no revelation bia Muhammad claiming say wonya ye bia no free the same angel no but ne free angel foforo and who was that angel waraka senenya waraka why then say waraka wu ye no the revelation paused. And when the revelation was coming back to Muhammad, wo hunu angel ni bio no a what go no so anase ehu bo no ma ni dwane di kofie me de manu asi. Let the wise choose wisely, and let the wise think wisely, for the wise to get the right answers for these questions on mediato platform. My name is Sankofa Nakre, and I am always here to help you, for you to know the rare truth about what you are following. Thank you. Mame Kopana naso. Enye beteo. Hey. Enye beteo Islam. Islam. Hey. Ya can't say muedi achiremo. And we will always tell you people the truth. Muhammad no. Nyankopon bi obo so ne asase bia amfere no. Muhammad was helped by people that was around him. If you check the history of Khadija, Khadija was a fucking rich woman. And that Khadija was on Khadija so you obia wonim woman. And he was into this Jew, he was into the Judaism with his uncle Waraka. So they knew the stories of the Jewish and the Christians. They knew it. So they were the people giving Muhammad informations, feeding him with the message, and him coming out lying to people, making claims that the message that he is bringing now to know a messenger, it was being given to him by the angel from the creator who created heaven and earth. We don't need to argue with him, but we can question him based on his own statement. And that question will raise that argument. Say, what could be possible? What could she have be? Home no wuni no. And I home na catch us say kenkai. Usu ni ma kenkai. And watch what to form. And wo mia wo mene. Okay. Wo mia wo mene ya ma wona na preso am watiti uko mu nyina. Yam fan tonche. Wuni mu ade kura ekochi aye. And I will be fie. Because we check it. Said at Buhari no that in the first yatuni in the first book na yatuni in the inspired revelation, okay, the inspiration, okay. So what can kaya ya wa hadith wa Muhammad chire mono engine wo koshia no wo bepo so wono na eye engine wo tan hu no wodayem eye honhom a wo tan hu no wodayem de si wodayem no de na si wodaye ni mono eye the same thing na si wo ani so enti daye ni mono engine na bone pen engine na titini komo pen engine na tete ne pen ena wasako obepo so no wasako hia no ena de na ekoso wodaye ni mu awo hunu ye enti na Muhammad de na wo hunu se da bi honhom ne de da bi o honhom ne ye hon papa because ye na nam kro mo suma abosum ikora no wo mo honhom tete wo mo se de me de mi hunu wo tete me no. So Khadija ka say bo abrante amenfa nko me wofa ho ono de wodiji osum na chi. And Muhammad's story way no doesn't have anything related to Jews wasum. You see how they made up they made up this story for you to believe. We say Muhammad was coming from the same Abrahamic root. This is a clear conviction to convince you, for you to accept or believe. Say Muhammad was coming from the same Abrahamic root. Me pacha from Abraham penswa edi besi wo Jesus ne penso no. Me pam chaw angel nim bofo nim anase me fan say prophet nim de ehene enenya the kind of your friends say the kind of encounter be Muhammad nya ye no ebisi mo ewo mu dana ebia no mo Christopher na mo kai ngoma no munim me pacho ebisi wo mu dana say your prophet bia wo share this kind of encounter ni bi ewo Jew sumuni mu anasa Christo sumuni mu no ebi wo mu sa se bi ni mu sa how then Waraka related this Muhammad story no to Judaism? How then Waraka related this story to Judaism? Because those who were invented the religion, those who were trying to, connect the religion to Abrahamic story, they need to start it from somewhere and then end it to somewhere. Into according to our story, Waraka kachire Muhammad say that be ye wako share the enyekwa. Eye angel bia wako share Moses was serene so noa. And Sasamono has convinced 1.8 billion people on the surface of this earth. But omuntina say nyene honka say sa Moses in a story no enje ni ko shia no did it happen the same way? Enje ne force was giving him something and did the angel fought with Muhammad and if that is the case, they are done. We can relate it to the story na atu Muhammad and incident na atu Muhammad. If that angel now or ko Muhammad hono or ko Moses hono sadie na kosi dia, why then do we relate Muhammad's story to your friend say Moses story no? Okay, yam fane sa wo ye no sa sa angel no. Enti Waraka kachire Muhammad ma Muhammad akoma to ne yam. Enti na wo hia angel ni bie mu a ne yam nhihye no. Angel ni nso mia na ma ne ho nkyere ne bie o. Angel ne ba ye say na damfo na wone ne nam. So revelation was continuous coming. And that revelation, it was given to him by the same angel. But some years be by, and now some days be, and now some times be by ya. Waraka no o tu Muhammad fo. Now what then the angel need any man on the woo. After the death of Waraka, the revelation paused. The revelation ceased coming to Muhammad. Okay? And a calling young maybe angel na raho Allah na raho say obi a wo Muhammad ema Muhammad hunu wo mo kira kwan na wawu enti wo mo nso di awre ho nti wo se wo mo ye yi enti wo mo nso pursue revelation ne kakara era na wo mo nso ye yi aye then na angel after the cave story Muhammad was encountering the angel several times. Now after the pause of the revelation Muhammad ka esako hunu angel ni biemo no ehu ka Muhammad amen ni dwane kofi. Think twice about this point in a Sankofa raising because a very deep question na Sankofa raising and it takes only the deep thinkers to understand this question. Believe me. Believe me, it takes only deeper thinkers to understand this question. Question Sankofa diatu. And what thinking culture here, you will see the differences between the angel Noah. Waraka ko angel na Muhammad ko shia no. And after say wo ko shia no, revelations are not bad in channel. The kind of angel na woni Muhammad kasa. And after say Waraka wu ye no. Angel na Muhammad sa ko shia no. That angel na Muhammad sa ko shia no. It relate to the angel no wo ko shia no cave mu no. Because sa angel na ye na dia Muhammad akoma mu no. Na wonya na wo be ha no. Wobetetin because what tetin what I am and now copy word ni so o share no the same thing what they no enti wo share ni bie wo a na yam be hye no But the same angel, according to the claims, was giving revelation to Muhammad when Waraka was alive. Why then when Waraka died, Muhammad saw the same angel and Muhammad was afraid? I was here. We a little bit of and why you need a medebere wo. Why? Edinka Muhammad say obi obeti asem bia no asem bia obeti bi obeba abontena beka bia na yetrofo. Muhammad nso no wote asem bia oba abontene beka even Adam can say asem way. Life in the grave. The life in the grave. Muhammad enkremofo gitumu bohu dewuro ena yekoda daka mremu ena yebenya trazako sa wo abrabo papa ena wo bekọ akohia wo abrabo papa na wo boye no wo na wo beba abetena te se nipa obeba abema wo company obechichire wo were wo benya wure chichire wo benya nidie wadaka mremu bebie eho beye fe sansem we se num nyina no ye nsem a okan hadith from Aisha was say eye Jew ni baby ne ba ne nchen en wo ka kire ne say wo ka kire ne say Aisha when him say wu a wadaka menemu no wo be kwa akohia asotwen wom o kan sa asem no Muhammad ye mo hye no na Muhammad ka kire say eye wu mom no wadaka menemu wo be kwa akohia asotwen wom. Aisha said from that night going, Muhammad started asking for forgiveness in the grave. He started asking mercy. Okay, what started say? Will be say humo bro wa Allah and chain e wo de beto wa da kamerem. Muhammad knew nothing about grave, about life after grave, no, life in the grave, no. Muhammad knew nothing about it. And did you need ba ya wo beti hu de kire Aisha no. Na Muhammad ya sote ye no adano anado Muhammad ya na wokoni nkoto dwanim esre ala ho ehumobro na se ntwitwade e woda kamenem efiri ho kona abedane message aba Muhammad ya abedane revelation di ama Muhammad ya Muhammad di claim say NGBD bere no en wo twantoro en ai en awu a woda kamenem oboni a wodie no obedane ni patantan tan ne ho kan fi bi no ne wobetena ena wu a wadaka meremo no se wo ye de bon ye ni a ye be miema me na ye fia wo ye tenene ni a ye be biema me na ye kakraka na ye siesie mo de ama na wonya company wo boa Muhammad boa yeah so Muhammad Mate ebusia I think say enkomode ba akofo nko adi enye de mimbo bu de me de ba no asi enti me de de me ka kire mo ane say momma moni na ho nene no ya exposing sembia say wo ya bademba wo ya kremoni na say wo ya bademba say de mo nkremofo mo se mo nko na mo ya bademba fo no say wo ya bademba ko kire na ko kenkan de makan de a kire wi no na dwendwene ho. Oh, your friend say, Jesus one true God. Yes, how? Muhammad knew nothing about say nipa ko any pay wu. Na Muhammad ni pay be wu na adaka menem because according to the Quran, na Quran wanu ankasa no wosi wonimu de ye de be ye no wo wu a ebeto no na nka mpese na chidifo. Obi a wanu wo wu a wonim ba bia wo krompo wo ye de na ewuo mu adaka menem wo konimu de ewum. Na wonimu hwe onti se jiw ni ba ne nchen na woni Aisha bedi sa nkomo no ne fa Muhammad ya suma Muhammad ye mo hye no e ma wote jiw ni ba ne ma wo ka kire ne se e ya wu mmom na wadaka menem no wo bekọ akonya sa asotwen no se hu obo Muhammad wa ne adwonso de ho enti Aisha si anajo na omokoda na da no anajo Muhammad yana wo woni nkoto dwane mu sungu ala so pa ala chew se won hunu mobo bebre e wona daka menem wo wu a enu nti no o ka kire Muslims we say wo mo boni dine a they should add peace be upon him in his grave. And you are convinced about Muhammad being a teacher. I want to bet me a teach you for you to walk on the right path. Ubenantia braba e so nyankopon obo so ne asase ani. Na obia wono na kire wo enkana kwan. Ono na ka kire se be dia from Kumasi to Accra minim kwan ni nyina. Se wonya trofo a eye de no wakokoduru nkokọ a wo gina no obusa nkokọ se be paacha ufiri ha e konkan no. Emere dudu se na wom na miduru hene fa miduru ha miduru lenda do a memfa ni fa na memfa bonkum se nipa ne katira wo sa se me ni me efiri Kumase konkran minim na wo de ne tena ka mu firi Kumase na mo konkran na mo duru nkokọ na wo gina busa questions wo nkokọ about enkran kwan no na mo duru lenda do wo duru lenda do no wo gina na wo bisa information about enkran kwan na e wo se hunu se number 1 akwa no wo twa wo ntoro enya na kure se enkana kwan no wonim so wonfa asokorada. That is his first time. But wo tantro de kire na wo gi ni ntro ni die Muhammad de tantro bebrebe de dia kire mu nkramofo munyi ni nyina ntum se de wo kana ye no kore na ono a wo bo na brabo ya brabo tenene na brabo nhwe so ene de mo be ko heaven na brabo nhwe so ene be mo anya trazako e wa adaka menem obi a wote traza akomu wadaka menemu na somuto no wo asomdue obi wote traza akomu wa asasi so no nipa no hoto no wo asomdue yaka ni mane America abomu no yaka your friend say your friend say traza ako any America abomu no nipa no timi sa wote ahotom wonwene hwe na nigi bebrebe wo hia asomdue mfiri obi a ho. Enti Muhammad nhwe so na mudi be kokonya sa reward we se ni nyina wa adaka menem asa konya reward a mubenya no heaven na sa Muhammad kro ya ka kire mu se da bi media mi wu na me kwasha adaka menem a monsra asomdue mfama me because Jew ni ba na sab no a wotefiri na no e ma Muhammad hunu yi say eh me din samfo wo mi wi ase a me baaye enti asotwi we da ho ma me e wa adaka menem ene ma men kan kire me nkrofo ye nipa de owu ne ebo ne dimpa wote asempa wo na daka mnem dia ene ebre bia every Friday bia special. Every Friday is a special day for Allah. It is on Friday he created Adam. So mu bompaye on every Friday bia no sira sumdue famame. Thereupon one companion asked him, Muhammad, obi a wo wudie na wo nipadua na pro no, how can you receive our blessings in your grave? Thereupon Muhammad told them, say, we the prophet, Allah has prohibited our body to decay. Wabra ye de be sha asase mu no, yem body no empro, yem body no aye chiwade de ma asase nti asase ntimi mpro ye body. Enti Sunday why we your friend say wo blessings for mommy. Unim bibi. No Muhammad. Sase we kura sa twema aduna bebi na bibi so. Unim afa na manhunu. Esanse na Muhammad ente asabo no a Jew ni ba ne ka kire Aisha no wase na wonim say this thing a better spiritual way because say wo baby a wo kwa akotwen nipadua we nkotwen eye wo kra na ti mu no na be kwa akotwen enti if there is a punishment or if there is an enjoyment to be a wo kra no be receive punishment na wo kra no be receive enjoyment. So Muhammad essence na Muhammad was just a ritual person. na onim anything about spiritual, na onim anything about home nipa kra ne de keka ka ho, wonim bibi afa ho ntino. Eye ne se asem na Jew ni ba ne ka kire Aisha no, ene me wu a me body no na ekwa akoda adaka menanim, ama ya bo me mba wa adaka menanim de. Ene sa na tie dia, ma me nka kire wo mo, na wo mo nsra asomdue ma me. Eho na nyansafo no ba ka kire se krache fa wasem firi okono a. Wu a wapro, o body no ebekọ akọpro wo fom ebe de ne yesra asomdue de ma wo a wo no Muhammad na won sa kan asomdue no wose da bi o ye ya komhyefo ne de ye body na empro ye wu a ye body na empro tina Muhammad ne de na adwena ne se wono no atase mu na wo kɔhye no wo sa akɔda asase ni ma amena ni mu ama ya sa nyane no wadaka mena ni ama ya bɔ na chi ma wadaka mena ni mu ama na chi nyina paapai. Enti the more no mo sire asomdue de ma no na the more no na wo nya ahomoboro fidi ni nyame ho, the more no wo nya ahomoboro fidi. Enti na na mo be na wudi akira wo nso nko face the same punishment a wono nso be fam wadaka menam ye busa wo Muhammad ya na mo ben ne message ben ne nsem ben na odi be ye adwuma nko face the same punishment a wono no wo be hia no wadaka menam nti wo ka kira sesra asomdue ma no wonso wonko hia bi wo be kwa ko hia the same thing. Enti wo no wonso wu a hwan na ekosere sa asomdue na ma. Beto say the meaning of the may peace be upon him saying enye is obra. How can a person what dia asomdue abrɛw esra asomdue afiri wo obi ba na wonka Christopher asɛm bra me nka Christo so mo ho asɛm because a Christopher ni nyame no omudi na chie no. Trust me, I've been a Christian before. Omo wa hotoso papa. Wo mu nyame ne se eya asomdue nko na me medi gya mo. Wo mu nyame no e kro no wo se wo di asomdue ene gya na chidifo na wo mu bedi na chi no. Muhammad iko no wo nya wo asomdue wo sa asra asomdue afiri wo. Wo no se ne som na wo de bere wo ne ya asomdue. Wo no ani mu ne kro no wono ani mu ne kro wo sa suro se wo anya asomdue anka ne ho nti wo kasa na wo bondi na asra asomdue ma no. Bra wo de na maka no se mo de mo se mo nwene. Mo nwena ye bedwena mama why? Se mo nwena ye be mo de na ya dwena mama. E be man se mo na tomasum na mo hunu se die site. Basa me pa cho te menka.
Me to nka ba
Me pa cho ba ko de.
boko na o say.
Me hu odne pa. Be hu se what ma me message you WhatsApp. Me wi America proud. Me wi America proud. Na ma ye busy ye me 1 or 2 studies binti na me to me an proud no why?
Okay, problem no. Oh, bra. Ona ejuma. E da wase na ejuma a wo bo. Na ya so we no on. Ye Ghana fankasa no, bibi fankasa no ye mpa no kore. So, ya bibi for the ye mpa no kore. Me so first na me ekramone. Nti me to kwa ba Libya ha no. Na me hu se niama bi nkoyie. Na me de me gya to. Oh. On se ya so we no bra. Ansana oba be ye kramuni no. Ese wudigete wadwe a Nyankopon de ma no. Ese wuye no mfiri ho. Ansana obetuma afa nkramofo adwena de ahye wo. Na ade ba akopɛ a ɛyɛ meya a medwino ho a bepem ndada so yɛ meya ne se uya santini uya fantini uya hwan kasa bia uya bia no otumi de kasa no ekɔdwane Christian otumi de saa din no de kɔdwane Christian obi fa ho na mom sɛ wo ba bedwane kramo ne de se wo yusi Arab din ana wo de bedwane kramo na chese wa identity no kura no wa touch ne kura wona na mu kura mpo nka even bi wo ho a yibe kokura wona na mu kura mpo mo dika koy no na chese wo be dru kura mpo mo nkai wo
Debi because edini ne ye de kai
edin na ye de kai nipa so na ade ba ko esa ye me ye no on say last time me show video me show videos pa but na on share the me share the nya chance a me wuro o life no until I know akra na me tro anopa me tro say me here number pa na last time me won say maya bi no mudi nam o sambe no ken yen kramofo ko fan kwasi bra ohun Ghana eda hosa no on say na o ye program bi say friend for program bi na ye Ghana for no ye so niam bi so a odwunu ho awon ti ase say religion ebe ma wagya wo nua akon wo nua am religion am ko wo nua no wakom no edi ama kasa bi eya ne kaya me dwin ho ane me eya me ya hwe flani for omuwo Ghana e hae bepemende hwe emphasize obi aye na fom ana yemfa say wa hwehwe ne dua ne bibia wa ye afro ho wo se nantwi pa wuro wasase so se pen nantwi wuro wasase se tim ensuo to a asase no enum nsuo bio na asase na ye gasi be akoye entimi nye entimi sodua entimi maduane ma
yeah
umpu ko dokrampo a otumi so wo blessing first no because na asase na ye gasi bi nantwi na nantia na asase na ye dindindin bi saa so nti nantwi no kra no mo wuro wasase so no mo ande odi ane kra mo asa how asase no mo aha asase no na wo hwe abrofo na Libya ha omuye mboa papa na mo hu Libya na aboa bia awabonti da na mboa be na omuye an Ghana ho omo ntimi nkati mboa san misi kroma ha oba kroma ha na hu se omuye an mboa pa ndwan nantwi mponko bia omuye bi mpo nwura mboa aye desert krampa omo nibi nwura mbra kwa omo yambi na no kware wa ha ye adwuma na ayi o chimba akopie omo fie ho ni omo dimre ka gidigidi paakin na Ghana na aya omo kase aya oba ka akristo fo asan kristo ni o wa badaye kristo ni wa badaye bra na emphasize matena akra na matena ata na me kramu na akra na mete Madina na o hwe kristo ni fie ebenwa no o de check ta hwe o hwe se kristo ni bi fie benwa o de wo fie ho inspire hwe ade omo nsreba omo nchinsi omo bibia eye clean na okọ wuro kramu ni fie abra once na egi fie ho afa no
nsewe na wo boss we
nipo no wote wo se wo sum nyankopon no bra ya papa na ade ba akọ
me pa che etie wo
abese wonya call
okay etie o ba
check na fa
okay na me after my be pure videos you right after my be pure video no so but my call back agobo videos I think say you are talking about ejura ne atebubu like Fulani for no more
ene kura de no anu ntini ye wa ha o
eno ne ye den na topic ne ye den
ene ne ye won kere mo som no so
oh okay because na me question na me bebusa ne say ejura ne ayi no mu egu ayi nantwie ne wi amanfo aburo ni wo mayi no hwan na dia asase ne ma Fulani fo no
we ni ya besa abaso da korona ya bisa nkomo ya se be change topic no
mate Enti okay enti Kramon you pa there be opesa oche me topic na afi na ba page so there.
Okay, deɛ tia ne sɛ
Aha.
abere a nkramofoɔ kɔmhyɛni ɔbɛclaim to be a prophet no
Mhm.
ɔsɛ okohyia angel bi na according to wɔn hadith no okohyia angel no wɔ bepɔ bi so ɛma ntɔkwa ba wɔ ne angel ne ntɛm because angel ne kaa sɛ wɔn kae biribi ɔkaa sɛ wɔn mu akenkae ɔkyerɛ ne to hɔ emia no wɔprɛse ne saa mprɛnsa ɛkyerɛ yansa na wɔn Muhammad no ɛkenkae na ɔbaa fie no deɛ too no wɔ bepɔ no so nti no ɛma ehu bɔɔ no a na minti mu akye no nti a awɔ ti gu no so na wɔka kyerɛ ne yere sɛ ne yere nkata ne ho na ne yere kata ne ho nti wɔsɔre yɛ na n'ani baa ne ho so no ɛna ne yere bisa ne sɛ ɛdeɛ ne wakɔhunu na ɛdeɛ na ato no ɛna wɔkyerɛ deɛ asi ne mu kyerɛ no wɔno no nim angel koro onim yɛfrɛ ne sɛ honhom koro a ɛbaa ne nkyɛn ɛna ne yere no a yɛfrɛ ne Khadija ne sugar mommy ɛka kyerɛ sɛ me wɔfa ɛyɛ obi a wodi jiw som n'akyi wɔnim jiw som ne mu enti ma memfa wo nkɔ ne hɔ ɛna wɔde ne kɔ hɔ Muhammad story nso it does related to jiw som ɛnso wɔde ne kɔ hɔ na saa ne wɔfa no Muhammad ne yere ne wɔfa ne ka kyerɛ Muhammad sɛ wo story deɛ metie mu no deɛ wohu ne bepɔ no so no yɛ angel bi a ɔkɔɔ Moses nkyɛn ɛno na wokɔhyia no enti wɔka Muhammad akoma to no yam sɛ ne kɔm hyɛ dwuma ne ɛyɛ dɛ ɛba so na wɔte ase a wɔbɛ support no and that wasn't the end of the revelation kɔɔ so baeɛ ɛkyerɛ yɛ a waraka wuiɛ no according to wɔn hadith no revelation a neba Muhammad hɔ no ɛpɔɔseeɛ enti some period of time Muhammad ne se wɔ nam abɔnten wɔ saa kɔhunu angel no a wɔkɔhyia no wɔ bepɔ no so na ehu bɔɔ no ma ani dwane kɔɔ fie so the question here is waraka te aseɛ no angel bɛɛ na de revelation ne brɛ Muhammad the same angel no a Muhammad ne no ayɛ anya encounter so many times ɛyɛ den na waraka wuiɛ ɛkyerɛ no wɔsa kɔhyia the same angel no ehu bɔɔ no ma ani dwane bɛɛ fie na awɔ saa di ne bia ma ɔka sɛ ɔmo mfa ntoma nkata ne ho.
Oh, okay. Enti wo ina dia wo kyerɛ no sese no in teachings na wo kyerɛ no me afi no fitete o TikTok e ma baswa is like me hu page ma follow and sese na nkasa de mintimi ma comment bia nti megina so na metie wo anya mu hunu mu ansa na matimi a comment e wo bibia wo ye bia why
only problem why
okay nti megina nti ma follow me back said the be ya Uba ya meba teachings no mako page no akɔhwɛ teachings ne ayi a woyɛ very good educative enti me wa ha
enti me am follow wo dia you say ma follow dom no a ye
oh we dey no problem ma dia to notification uba so I be ba enti no problem
e
be share why yeah me da say
papa je me pa tete o
kofa wa na ukofa na odi aba ne enya bi aka nti udi no so no program no se usan kɔ na wakofa aba ti dia okay nyina de we de ya se ubenya obi a enye ne fault we are brainwashing no a obaba be defend na me asamba kwan ya meta ka se ye expose we no yensan kai se Muslim ni abranti ana bayo bi a obehu ne bia no enye so ofiti ya na obeye Muslim yewo no ye initiate no ne nkola brem ye twa adwan ye betu ne din no ye ni initiation ti se ne wo ko okot ne initiate to Muslim yimu na Muslim yimu na obewu say ya kanta magu akola ne so baby no ama ya ba spirit of Muhammad na abu ewuro ni mu ati ase enti saa kwala no so onyini no enya ya start ka kire ne say Islam is the only way to God. Allah ono nko ani nyame foforo bi eni ho enti wanyina enti wa imagine say wanyini say wa benya 30 years na afa translation aba say de wo papa no ma mi ka nyina sana ebi enim na eye 419 na che say ya dada wo ma mi na generation enti so obenhu wo behwe a enu ntina omusan de mrato mu say ufiri mu a yanya dan yenku because the moment I be free mu no na che say ko is wo hu no kore no ko expose nti sa na okot kora so te nso obi ye okot na so obe ka se onye biom a na waye target na okot fo ne penekunu because secret na wonim no eni say ko out ati ase nti sa na muslim sum ni enti yan consider na mayenye too hard on them because enye omo fault to program a child from say ya wo akola no no program na it is a computer wa wakoto computer the opese udi to computer no so no eno na computer no be ya ma so ahụ na meche no enti me fi say mayenye too hard on them na mom yemfa in the software munzo omo bakra na omo didi atem a mom yenhu say mom yenhu bebi omo free ba enye ne fault say oba be defend anaso oba be gina ha adi atem ya program no the spirit of Muhammad is leading him or her unse mami bi last mami bi eba ye be didi atem
yeah that video no kora man
postu debi mami no yasa ehunahuna eni ehu to wo Muslim so a che say osuro wache said mami no wa meye de oyeye na nka obeye the opposite say sankofa asem na wuka no wa mama dream dwendwene ho wa ma hu me ye hu nokora bi me se sa mame no sa da na wan hwe ya de ani kunu de beye no ati ase osuro enti mena me na sankofa be kan say Muhammad kofa efa funu ani de minti de o eno aya no hifa eya fa bre
hadith omoyi hadith number na firo bet book ni dini ho
aha ni ya fa ani de minti da se wakofo funu na pe kwa ati se Muhammad de ono de efa ni sen de nipa eni se nipa ye bia o ye bi
nenti no so wo nsra asumdue ma na ono ase be bi okọ no nim se ne ho be kire no ono aka so nim se be bi okọ ne ho be kire nti asumdue no na wo se wo sere na ma kan bi di amane se de be ya adaka mene mu ho na so twin bi ho a owu obofo no de be kire no won tia ne bebrebe ayesa de ya wane apia
na obi mitie Arab ni woman bi odi aya osam frene sen edi ba say aya Quran 5 emi say na 355 mekai 355 na asam wo ho no ga obetimi ahwe na wa chirechere mu kakra nke be mi de because
Jesus won asam ana mebo
Jesus won asam na me tie ye no na ayem nwanwa say o can I say or see ya tro say Jesus only you are the choosing one was saying and no if they don't believe no so be and you win yeah
mama nchira wade Quran no Muslims no na wo mo ni enwoma ni right the that wo nye enwoma ni because I will check Quran no sa abrantie na wo pie mu no okay say the same Jesus no there because what check here the background no enye the same Jesus as Bible ni Jesus no But I no one Muhammad done ne ho nsɛm a wɔhyɛ ni wuo ho bɔ ni wu sɔre yɛn so wɔhyɛ ho bɔ okay ɛna sɛ wɔhyɛ ni wuo ho bɔ ahyɛ ni wu sɔre yɛn ho bɔ a ɛde ɛbɛnti na nkramofo tumi ka sɛ wɔn wu yɛn nti na yɛwɔ hamadiafoɔ no a wɔn mu didi sɛ wɔn wu yɛ no because according to the Quran wɔhyɛ ho bɔ ɔsɛ asomdue bɛdi n'akyi from abera yawo ne Mr. Bright medase from bera yawo ne kɔpem bera obewu ɛne ne wu sɔre asomdue bɛdi n'akyi na ɛna the same Quran nso ka sɛ ɔmo gye Jesus die no yɛ nkorɔfo a ɔmo ɛna Allah ne bɛma wɔn tumi aboro nkaye ne nyinaa so
sa ɛne yɛ sa 55 no
enti no Quran mo de Quran di sa Jesus no ho adanse bebreba senka enkromofo ye nkrofo bi o mo think ahead enka they will all become Christians if they really wants to follow that Jesus there enka they will become Christians
nti mo hwɛ mu kura na kyɛ sɛ Muhammad ne kura no ɛsan directing nkramofo sɛ mo pɛsɛ mo som nyame a ɛne wɔ sɛ mo follow
now onu na beba ansa na wi ase asɛe
sa ɛsan wɔ
according to the Quran yes according to the Quran onu na beba ansa na wi ase asɛe because onu na beba no obekum Dajjal that is antichrist no na wabeku close enti wo mo se satan ni mo no no oba obeba be ware na wawo na wawu ansa na wi ase asɛe enti sɛ Jesus remember asasi so emeware enwo na wonwu ya ewiase no ensei enti wo mo twa Jesus no enti wo mo wiase ne sɛ ye ni nyina no wo mo heaven on beko ni nyina no wo ma ho toso ni nyina wo Jesus ne ho sɛ wa ma wo mo nkɔ gese wo no ne ba ansa na wo makɔ
na sankofa wo pa kyerɛ sɛ enye the same Jesus sɛ wo yɛ Bible mu no
there be sɛ wo check the background ne dey a enye wo no a
ɛyɛ ɔno a na tie ɔyɛ ɔno a
on said the tie ma mentre
that the omu ye ne say omu die keka ho
me ba ma mentre wade Muhammad no ye obi a wono asem no wote a na wa modify asem no na wa claim ni say eyi nyankopon bi obo so no asase na wate on say obi a na wo man information no aye waraka wono waraka no wo ye Jew ni enti na wonim Jew som no onim Old Testament than the New Testament entina wate Mary bi ewo Old Testament ni mo ni ni Moses eni Aaron enti obeti Jesus bi a Mary bi na wo New Testament na eye no se eye Aaron ni Moses ni aba no
wa mix
asem no eno nti no according to the Quran no Mary no wo that Jesus no eye Moses any Aaron nuaba a wo mo papa di Imran no won na wo sa Mary no enti Muhammad ne ti asem no wante ase antie asem ni mu ye Mary mu die hene na wo sa Jesus no ana wo mixi asem no ena ma wo no ni konya different Jesus all together ayesa dia eye wono a na
wono a menim say wono a na je say ade no omo aye ne omo mix ne no omo de afrafra mu
okay I can pick you this year
yo zangofa me de sene me kan ye ne yenya abotrem omo na akwala ya brainwash no say ala nko na enyame na wa benyina eduru sei ni asa di hu ato no so say da obeka say unni sa ala na chi no sa da no wo papa no maame ade a edi be ye wo no ye chi okura unkan ye ho biom wo tan di agrokra ye beku efiri wiase enti enya sa enye bete ema Muslim enye bete kura enti yenya abotrem omo na yenya ne kakra omo ba oba obi ba na obedi atem kura yenya abotrem no na enye ne fault me
kapo me pa cha oti en kan conclude wa asem no wa na amanfo se wo mo pese wo de wa asem ni sima wo mo kapo basa me pa cha me ni wo se din ma mo ni ye dia e bi nso ano o ye away from the phone Jesus one true God me pa cha yeti o
sanko fa nyame hira o me de bia me ka me se adwuma kase pa na wo ye no etwa say Islam ho da urubo no dɔɔso because enipa Islam do o mo kɔ o seye mu no dɔɔso innumerable. Na waka say Muhammad mi say abana na waka na no kra mi say sa abana no usuro. Otimi say wote yere ne ho popo panti na twa say ohwehwe dwa no kwahye bia bi. Na abana nso ho asem wo Isaiah 28 no ka ho asem. Na Isaiah 28 no 12 no say apotofo ano ne tekyerema foforo nam de be kasa kire wo man yi. Na ono no waka say ohumi ni moma de wabrɛ nhome. Ahomedwo nie nanso wampese wotie no. Na yɛ nkɔmhyɛ fa Yesu Kristo ho. Ti Yesu Kristo ba no Matthew 11:28 ɔsi de wɔyɛ adwuma brɛ ne yaso ne ne so anyina ɔmra me nkyɛn. Na mɛmɛ na home ba Isaiah ho no ɔka sɛ ɔba wɔ de apɔtɔfo ano ne tekyerema foforo bɛ kasa kyerɛ wo man no. Nanso ɔno mpo no ɔmuntie. Wokan 1 Corinthians 14:2 na ɔsi de ɔkakasa bi no ɔkasa nkyerɛ nipa ne nipa nte ase na mohonhum no ɛna ɔka hintasɛm ɔkasa kyerɛ Nyankopɔn. Te Isaiah 28:14 ne ba na ɔsi Awurade asɛm bɛ ɔsi muntie mi mo amudi ɛfɛw no. Ayi ne 16 ne sɛ Awurade sɛ nhwɛ me de ɔbo bi etim Zion ɔbo a wɔsɔ no ahwɛ a tried stone. Obo a waso na hwehwe ase tibu a ne bo ye din Timothy mpa de ogini die ne endwane ana 17 se me de atemu be Yesu huma nam de tenene ma yensane na asukotwa ahumbe hima tro dwane kobia no na hintabia no nso be sram so mo ne owu apam no ene owu nkasasie ne nyina aba ehwetra so no se eretwam ebetietia mo so na ntine se empradodo eretwam no ebefa mo so efise da nopa awia ne anadwo na ebetwam na ho nkese asete be yesu aranko entosha na Awurade se mede wobo bi aba betim Zion etwa so tebo ya try no ba ebi mu anya sitie ofre o mo so wo meje wo home o ma ama na adi nti o mo no owu apam bi esan owu apam ni nti no o ma mfi no ndosi aba bi wo sa hele ho a o mo ntie de o ka so aba na yitwam awia anopa ne anwumre na ehon nkase enye yize enje se de na wusi ka mi se Muhammad te sansem ni nyina ne hu bon no so me ya yefum so enti mo nsira sumdwe ma me ya mi se opa ni nti na ma me ba se enu aba ko so ka se omo ne de no so nkofo mo mpe bete o omo mpe bete ye de ne se ye kan ne de mpa ya ta chiri ba se wo be kan bete no wa ba so no aka ne ba ko de bro de o kan de 1000 mo ba omo mpe ne sa kwa no so nti sa nkofo nya mi shira opa na mi si na ofoforo nso mra so
Wetie wadarom.
Me ana
Awon ana from kwasoro.
lebi man te won kan ye na wo de no ye sakofa sa Jesus na owo Quran mu no ayen tro no modifa na ho enti no in some quote of the Quran you might see say is directed to him, that of the Bible, but it's totally wrong. So obey equate Quran by Quran Jesus to the Bible Jesus. They are two entities altogether, because qualification are on kutane baby a wo omo de no difference wo omo de no ne dua bi ase emframa be fa obi ehun o Mary hu o Maria po, which is Moses nua no yen so Mary ene wo no enye Maria afi omo ma no attribute bi say o enyame kasa o enyame word na eno ye nokre to omo ka nokre bi no mo de ntro bi afka ho ena afi de obeba no ma me ware wasase so, because wose na hene mu hokra ware ni ho. And how comes so no be ware awo oba ware oba ben abusha be mu no oba ware oba be kremoni, which is never in the Bible nso be ja Quran no and omo copy Bible no mu nsem no bi di church Quran no didi ntro fa ho. Enti Jesus no o Quran no de he's never me nigga kremofo be bre argument to majuma mu ha. And I've pointed to them, they come to realize a different Yesu no Bible. Nti no omo ankasa no say most of them omo nje Christopher Yesu ni. Oh, omo so da ye wo na no say da me wo ni da me sorry. Omo ka no kore na omo be kan tro. Ndi da me wo ni da me sorry, but sesefo na e ho no so onye ni. Me ne Hamadi afo no kro mo njindi. Because
idea
shampoo.
ni ba ko ha idea
Aha,
ni
what the
ba
hand
ko
me pese Hamadi ani confirm wa because me ne shampoo ya desua. O se Yesu wangu. Afi o shampoo ankasa ne Christo asafo friends the Church of Christ and also that so YouTube. So mo je chinyama ko ya shampoo sheda ne Church of Christ for ni bi ye sa argument no sa debate ne say Yesu wangu. Enti ana shampoo
omo no kire se wo nwu wo cross no so omo se cross no so de wo nwu wo so na emo no okotena okobọ bra na onyini ye no wu ye bibi sa no omo
no wu hemfa kro ben so history ben book ben. It's just like Hare Krishna for any some Hindu for ni bi omo religion ni bi so can say Yesu odi 12 years ko si 30 no sa 18 years absence of Christ in the Bible no okotena ho no mo kosua de which is fallacy total our more denigrate the humanity and the ultimate of Christ no omo denigrate no. How come say ono no ya agye nkwa 12 years no oni akukudamfo esua de wa sore de no eko India say omo nkokere na de ho. How can divinity ever say say nkokere na de? It doesn't make sense. And almost say many Christian ni bi so sha me to sa question man say moji Yesu di so a divine. So how come ono ba momo na so ho aba besua de? Say ye wo tumi bi anase ye wa desua bi nyansam wo ho a the whole world knows say India ho no Fred demons ne abosoma kese ne ade enti how come say those years no ana ni bue maya e bia Christosum kra be kosa area no Yesu ko ha kosua de. It doesn't make sense. Say Hare Krishna ne bi o ha o machirem say obi a omo gini di say o divine omo gidi o so divine say the kremofo so baby gidi baby nyini no on say the ntro ne te no tem bia omo de ntro fra no kore. And this one tase no kreni ye free omo niam animu a obeka se omo sum ye ne omo sum nyame kro batenye kremofo kra na ye nim Yesu sa nyina ye nim se ye ne omo sum nyame kro na nsen ya na expose ye be ye hu se enye nyame kro ne yesum enti no Yesu no wo Quran no enye ono na wo Bible no no me de manu asi wa obi nso betimi aba ye wase ho
ase Ike yetie o what yanka
Yeah, nyame asom di nka obi bia me da se wa peke me so. First of all, me ya Ahmadi ani say once pe na me nya kwanya ba platform so nti and I come second time me da se mo ya kwanya so. Yeah, e wo ho say I have to clarify Muslims, you know, there were sections they were Islam. Nti Yesu Kristo na ye kana asem no. E fa ne gidi say o asem bia so ye ne bo asem bia so anase ya fa na mbo so wakɔte na soro ne ade na obia dodo na wo different entiase e wo asem no ho na ya Ahmadi afo ye gidi say Yesu Kristo na na ye de ne bo edua ne so na ebom no wa nwu odua ne so eno no bra omo susu say wa wu no na enye owu kan na mom no kofo no de susu sa and I almost spread this false information. If that no, for we can support whatever we see from the Bible and the Quran. And those Muslims now, in fact, they don't have any argument. Quran no support us as and I'm say the before the boss no. It is totally against the Quran. La taziru wa ziratun wizra ukhra. Na ko say o ma obi anso obi ifoforo adeso a de ma komsefo no say omonko kanya mesem. Through that process, that they have to pass through that pain. No one is going to take that pain for them. It's only asema or it's yen to Musa Quran, no Yakopon, S. will be any and a yes, or any no fast any back on the board, and send BMO. And a host of that story is in any Quran, yes, one Kasawaka and Quran, who says I didn't name into Uniomo. Yeah, that's the question I behind it in the box because it's never mentioned in the Quran. What I say. So the truth of the whole issue, they say, yes, Christo. So okay, whatever you say is yeah, and you're the same yes, and you're say the same way. You say, yes, Christo in the Bible not present, you know, and then the agility. But some of the things attributes are more than man no, and a young gentleman, and no change fact to say, the same yes now marry and Kwan and one no has some yeah, so you can Quran. Whatever you believe about that, I don't know. But with regards to yes, so we and I say one, there's a whole lot of issues so for not being cause. Yes, Christ actually empire bomb actually say Matthew chapter 7 say bomb empire Yakopon ebiti empire bono. Now Jesus Christ akobon empire Gethsemane. What was the request of Jesus? The request was only one, to take that death from him. Uwunu Yakopon yin finish so telling us say Yakopon emani wuye no, it's against the rules yes Christ was set here say yen hwehwe free Yakopon no be maye. Ade bia obahwehwe free nyame ho no de be ma wo hwehwe abodo a obema abodo o ma we bo wo hwehwe enchina mo fish a o ma owo. I didn't tell you say Yakopon man in wusa owo no na Yakopon man wu anyane. It means say ade obusa ya na Yakopon man the opposite. And this is
Ike, where the mean Kawano may near a Christopher no argument in Yama, but say story no an answer and woman and pie born walker say a beya ma wo pe and yeho, ma wo pe and yeho, and Tiabiana in Yamene per se, and was a satam no fair Jesus and the corona woman who yam so.
Say Yakopon epedia, Yakopon catch and say or 3 ni amani adoso, and so Jenny feel in Yinamu, we na Yakopon pe. It is near the end of the Yakopon Wakan Bible, and say Nepen and say Obeji, not 3 for every amount of money honomo. And into the Yesu Christ catch and say ye GD for ye bompire cherry Yakopon, or Yakopo Betty is sufre. And today into the Yesu Christ back of bompire cherry Yakopon not won't. That was the reason why Yesu Christ was in the Anasono. Oh, Busan Yakopon said, Minyakopon, I didn't know power me because he had a covenant with God. Say Yakopon be saved no. So he was wondering how I didn't know as at now no. Who results be a processing. So this is what we believe. We GDN say, yes, no. Yakopon save no. Said he Daniel got to Jatabono no. Na Yakopon ni free Jatabono na onwe no. Sana de Yesu Kristo bo asenya no Yakopon yi ni fi asem bia ewu no so. Woman na nima ngwa se asem bia no so. This is our belief as Ahmad.
Number one question be man.
Question de be obebre ba me pese e be divert sa we no nti so ono be boa ne ho a na nka platform we aso da kro ye mra so na me man quotations about Paul odi ho adanse Paul kra kan 1 Corinthians 15:3 o say Kristo anwu a ene na nasem kan kra o kan no e ho hia Paul ne asuafo no be di ni wo no ho adanse bebre, and that is the integral part of Christianity. If Christ never died, there shouldn't be Christianity. What I say, and that is your belief. I can't take it out from you. But the real fact is that you are not a Christian, and therefore, what the Bible is saying is not what you are following. Christ prophesied about his own death. Look at Matthew 16. What kind the whole chapter? No one say, or no kasa prophesy. Say, may call Jerusalem a kohuna money. Me wu me sorry nansan so unso say okobo mpaye say be ya ikru we film so agya so aka o John 3:16 say who are odo wiase ni so de ne backro no a odo no ma wiase so o mebo afore man unso wu nipa no say obo mpaye say be ya ikru ani fro wonti no aden tina nka ombe che ne koe enka enti so ombe che ne kra enti we ya narration kitwe bi a me de ma yi niam bi ani so ama wo okọ Revelation o ka cho say me we na me san sorry Yesu na nkasa kan Revelation chapter 1 kan ni nyina o say me we na me sorry unso say ntisa enti na me ka say me pese me divert wo de me pese me divert san cover topic no
Hold on.
and it's open much about this kobo a ho da me so me moa me ho na wa be ma narration nti a wangu na me so me ma narration nti a owi na judge say wo form ho no ma betie na obi amfa de open coffee so I just say enti na de yan constantly to san cover yi ne so.
Yes.
Enti na de me kan se bi a kire am so onipa nwu ya de ne ko se bodan mu ana onipa o nwu ya de ne ko se bodan mu
question mo me ni
me divert question no ne mo no clarification me mema proofs of the reason tia Yesu na ontimi enwu asem dia so
munja Yesu asem ka Muhammad na ye kana asem
enti na me kan obi enja no na ono ompede bi no mra enti ye ba de na e say ye topic
Amadi ani de wono obeka se hadith wonye ntum nti e bia
we tatisa most Islam ni pese okata Muhammad ye ne so enti wa pese oyi focus
enti na me o se me kan bia me se ye nko ye topic ne so na ye njai so no what time sankofa ma ye time na ye miru ye mra
sankofa me sure se me clarify enya se bia me say mo topic
o clarify it is me so me be ya no you be bia it is me be ya no because I will never let you go telling people say Christ never died.
No Listen.
And you know, na yede, oh, na yede, dane ade na no.
Muslim, or may
And you are Muslim. You are Muslim. Go away from the Bible. Believe what you believe in the Quran. That's it. Don't try to explain the Quran and the Bible to us.
No question, mom, meaning now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm saying, me person me don't cut topic so better answer so question be the ma when you were here boy I don't know say do the yentie no answer we are not do cut topic so why
Me was mate.
Kremoni ni Kristo ni nyina. Monchire me de ntia. Yesu ni Muhammad. O ma anya physical contact e wo mimi kurom. Chire me de ntia me nanana mo a o mutimi hu se edua we poison yenwe we desire we. E na o mo de sustain me population. E kopim tama Yesu ni Muhammad me ba Africa. Beside Yesu ni Muhammad ni brothers o mo ba Africa no boy o mo de konkwaso mu over 400 years. Chire me de ntia Yes, Muhammad, a bob papa or me, my brother, my sister, Mission or more than me, Nanano. Medasi.
We asama obi se ma memre mo kakra asama obi sa no me mom ni answer bia de ma because me ni nyina me hunu nyina so bia wo wasem no ni hene ba wo nyina so
I me wa kakra bia mbeza me kakra Hansen. I dey tie nie. Hansen is not a believer, and I believe it's different thing altogether. And if you believe, you know, nobody's taking that out from you. And then the slave trade in our country, slave trade has been there since eternity. Even Abraham had a slave. And his slaves need a I don't know what that no Yankopon pe no betimi achira because Abraham no was slaves. Or no na Christ. Or no nyame somone saade we nyina fa pem nkramofo believe say Ishmael free ni muntino sa two religions we pie ni nyina ono ankasa had slaves. And he talking about slaves at this time no
okay.
And they ain't been them.
Medasi enunti o de any slave in free me say Muhammad ni Yesu me kro o man for mani we say hu bi. But me nananum enetimi hu say dua we yenwe we
ona na obeto no and ochro ade be na to ho ma ho.
Blah, asana make no every African be abeti masi.
I am more humanist. Generation I beto no ebia ya wona na pe o ma me papa ana papa pe na beto no book ben na o ma chro to ho ya brasu ma o say wona na no no niema na o mo ye no book we na ye chro to ho enti no sua fa ya de na fa book no beto abonten ni nyire nko hwe mi ne enkan
medase mpacha kasa na o kan e chro book ba mu
me dem o Bible da ha me na wo kasa me kan
kasa no twin na me no kan sisi an ye chro book
enya twi asam na ye kan religion wona so wona na enya bia o kasa wona na no mti kan wona na no ma de o mo di ja wona ya tro to ya da
medase
argument
sanko fa yan ko topic ne so yen ja na no ma sem yan ko topic ne so
okay
so would you to say Muhammad echo ke gum ne ko shia engine no
Definitely. That may be
Yes, history Sarah history actually.
na engine wo ko shia no na wonim se wo ye engine na ata na onim se wo ye engine.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, from the beginning, no, not fully aware of what is going on. Yes, if I remember correctly, even though he was made to understand the ecosystem, but he could not fully comprehend the whole situation.
Yeah, that's it. And according to the story, no, a waraka na catcher and say, "Dear, we will be portion no, a angel ne ban in right."
Yes, the year as a Khadija and I didn't call ne uncle no the sense. No, now your friend is saying, I think say Jew ni na o nimdie inti bra o komshoni Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa sallam and narrate the whole incident no chere waraka e confirm chen say it is the same messenger na oba Moses hono the same messenger na aba so
na me pa o after sa waraka ka kire Muhammad say angel de okohunu ye no eye angel bia na okojirufo no hono na aba ne nchen no. After that Muhammad receive revelations bia ma na say Muhammad receive revelation bio.
Okay, the revelations continue to us.
Okay, so etwa so wo bera waraka wu ye na say na waraka te ase no revelations by.
Okay, me encourage emphasis here. Let me take my from so, but I know the Quran was revealed in 23 years. So within these 23 years, you know, receive revelation, except some few years now there was a break of revelation for some few years, and then he continued. But
So that
Waraka,
years,
yes.
that years, a dear nama according to Nimudiamono, a dear nama revelation, they say.
Okay, and the revelation the Wanyakopo, maybe a Nakopon person na koa yi chile no de man, and yes, a nipa na hwehwe yi chile fi Nyakopon.
Amen. That's it. The Emma Busa questions we say in the moon, and say, Yakai hadisi biwa ha. Muhammad say, was says, Opia Bontene, na wati, and be our pejan and in our whom sa enje chronoa wo koshian wo cave nimono. Ehun sa born a second time. Emma wo gani kofie ma omo de ntoma kata so a. Revelation eba Quran Surah 75 ayat number 1 to 5 said, wa yakata ho tori ne ekoka asem no. So the question here is abera waraka kachire Muhammad say the ban in Chenya angela wo free Jew for no hono Muhammad nya ho so no. Wahunu engine ni biem kopem say waraka wu ye na chire na wohunu engine no na that time no na revelations to so na say waraka tia say no revelations by now revelations by ya engine be na de bre no a chire waraka wu ye na de was akohunu engine ehu bo no.
That particular incident, you know, I think it's a Kasafa, the first revelation. Friend say, was a ikra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaqa, and that's verse in okay.
And no your first revelation. And then okoshia no bepo ne so no. And I wode sa aya na.
Yes, so what I'm saying, the medical I can need to say, commissioning revelation, it's a history. Where I can a history, I can be wrong. That's why I don't want to be emphatic on as someone American CCN. Even though say I know the Quran was revealed in 23 years, you know, I could be wrong. Say because during the time of Haraka or commissioning, this revelation or that revelation. Okay, but if I'm not wrong, Haraka go bra commissioning, then go chere na or church no any man so no. And check and odi free as so. At least about 2 years, and I'm odi way if I'm not wrong. So I'm very sure say he might got some revelations and son of Waraka Ewu, and I say after Waraka Ewu no revelation to so it could be either of these two. But I say Kasa no mente voice no.
Oh sorry me mute me ho. Quran Surah 75. Revelation etoso say.
Menim ubet ma boa me dia menim sisi ya menim.
First revelation Surah 96, right?
Yeah.
Put the piano. Put the reason.
Me ba cha Surah 96 Ikra eno na your first revelation.
Yes. This is what I know.
And second revelation here then.
Minimum about second revelation, no. The only revelation I know is first in the Ikra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. What?
Said the bear me mo mitrimum kansem na enkoye atoro no. Ma memfa the orders of the revelations and then toso. Na yen check ni ehunu ba bia Surah 75 no hye. Ni ehunu yi say waraka te ase no. revelations about Muhammad in chain. So revelations about Muhammad in chain ya. Any na angel no da so ban in chain. Eye den na waraka wu ye chire no wasako share the same angel no Muhammad who born no. That is the question. Okay, ntimame for the order of the revelation no said ye see reveal na ento so. Hansen me pacho make you comment me farmer.
Me comment ne de say o mo say kamofo ne Christopher na kasa ntema yedi na meti o mu nyina. Na eka me hia senka wo be ma me debate. Fakremoni ba ko Christo ni ba ko. No I invite yen da manya hu 1 hour na 2 hours na ya tena se. Because sameme ba ebesua Muhammad ni Yesu. Na hwede ga na aye. Na still me hu say sabi na naja na hwe onye Kristo ni nyankremoni hwe da waye ni kuru na kuru ase Kristofo ni kremofo ntimi nye Ghana mreteti amaji Ghana abosu
wa se ma ka
mreteti a oma
ni nyina so o kasa wo
wanyina so sa me ba kosua na naja na o mejimi ti se de ye jimi no omo de babu no kuru na ya jimi na ye ko a eseye hu eseye keke na kremofo ni Kristofo ko hu hwe na naja na bra wa bo se o ba kosua papa wo ya enti wo hu nyansa de bo bra
ti asema me
wo se me ba kosua Muhammad eni Yesu omo ba wi ase ya hu de omo ye just because say atwira gubuku bi munti
Yesu na kasa
what he has said ai ye na nanam de eton e man kwaso mu enne wuda so fo so nia so nko Kristo so mu anakramu so mu a e ye nkwaso kase pa na wo fo so ni pa na akom
is forcing you into his faith
and for the do sign na ma Africa ni say ya ma citizens betina ye mu na pese de ye ba ma waware
listen to my point
for the do sign
wa sama
for the do sign ena antika sum no mfa so wo so nko me bo hu ba de se de mo bo mu kuro ena mo passport no mo citizenship hu ba no ena pese wo dwini
o kasa gu mframa it doesn't make
any sense mframa wanya book no sisi uni anto se eye that is the biggest problem I for ye before ni wo you have you
na me musu asamba
ko na bisa me nia me say me ya betra ma me mo preach 1000 years my ancient preach bi
I have a question for you, Mebeti.
Okay, I'm listening to you, my brother.
Argentina, one, ujidi sa one announcement na papa. Amona mumpu.
And yes, na make am once more. I am talking about the reality. Na naja na tiasi. Ya humbra papa wobo. Ya na me ba nkosia.
Nebusa ahemfo dodo sa na we kristo sum ne nkremosu mu.
Thank you, right. Wana ka twa ahemfuni.
E kire me na menka.
Me say, enyo ohina asem. Ya nyina na nka titiri kuro na bom.
Listen
to me. Ya ahemfo asem firim. Utimi ya ska kosi asore dan ko de bie company a enko hina wa betu ase.
Asama wo ka.
Udiji community ni ska kosi mox no na ko de bie company a.
Hansen ukwa brochira che wo krom na ofiro wakọ strategy na de ne bi ho
master tipa me start ya gamin preach hu
ene twa photo bra ne video bra ne video bra ne
me pam cha mo ma ye ni nkomo ai ke me pa cha o ti yankan hi the first revelation of the Quran is surah 96, the second revelation is surah 68, the third revelation surah 73, the fourth revelation is surah 74, the fifth revelation is surah to Al-Fatiha, the sixth revelation is surah to Al-Masad. Okay, surah 7 At-Taqwa. Okay, eto so osha surah 96 na cheno yebenya surah 68, yebenya surah 73, yebenya surah 74, surah 75 mai. And so asemu ya kan ho asemu no surah 75 wa bera waraka wu ye chena revelation ne pose ye no enumu na waraka koshia angel no wo hu na ehu sa kan na wadi mirika wo ko fie no. And those revelations na before 75 no. Angel Ben and these are revelations in Ibrahim Muhammad. That is the question.
So, first of all, no, me try to me research kakra for what I know the other two, no. But it seems that it seems that that theory, no, and a second, even though my name said me getting the wrong with I don't know which one is the right or the wrong order. But Mudathir has been listed in my research saying there is second order in Revelation. So what I'm saying is, in your question na Mebusano, Ubusano, me who say the opposite chance okay, then the mark comes in able whom you if say waraka actually no nipa na oba na hona, then the man able whom you yes anabusa.
Question in say after waraka the revelations by there. The same angel na the revelation Ibrahim Muhammad. The one Muhammad cause one encounter. Then the new chile no waraka wu ye no we share the same angel no
instantly. What make you and Muhammad?
Yeah, the same way.
Eh, come on, dear, now woeful. Say no, ye ain't an animal. You ain't an animal. Hey.
I can do.
Then no who second time no now we're then osuru ana na oyeden.
Mame fa hadith into some why? Mame
So
fa hadith into some.
this ba na be clear na me hu question no angle ko an fi ba na.
Anyway, was say it was narrated from Jabir bin Abdullah Ansari while talking about the period of pause in Revelation, reporting the speech of the prophet. While I was walking, all of a sudden I hear the voice from the sky. I looked up and saw the same angel who had visited me at the cave of Hira, sitting on a chair between the sky and the earth. I got afraid of him and came back home and said, wrap me, that is in blanket. And then Allah revealed the following holy verses of the Quran. Oh, that is Muhammad. Oh, you, that is Muhammad, wrapped up in the garment, arise and warn the people against Allah's punishment. Up to and the desert idols. Okay. That is Surah 75, 1-5. After this, the revelation started coming strongly, frequently, and regularly. So, after the pause of the revelation, you know, and I will go or and I will pay and I will the same engine I will ban and what will be put on. So, if revelation, Abba Muhammad in champion before the pause of the revelation, who was that angel giving the revelations to Muhammad? Say the same angel now. Why then after the pause of the revelation, you know, when who know the same angel, you know, now he was afraid.
Okay, so we have my opinion on the hadith. In case yes, I don't come to Muhammad Aka, and as I say na we aka. My opinion on say the approach now or the who angel no at the first time, the second time it was a different approach. Because the first time no our isolation our cave no and angel appear no nti no no different. And onam ho no ote ene all of a sudden na obepejanity no who everything clearly as who obi a ote akunya so a onipa no so much special and oye otumfo like what to me was a kind of definitely feelings in very different even though we're the same person it wouldn't be the same thing. It's the same kind of revelation about Paul so otrafe ya ye de ko kuro bi mu ansa na omotimi akwakoye your friends empire e de amano ansa na ni so titi no tama wonam Damascus kwan so no ohia abofo no ene na wote ye no etwa ne hweye omo ni nam nyina ate hweye so the experience
when shabofo
Okay, so I say Jesus Christ. Yes, yes. The Bible says Jesus Christ the Kasa Chile, no. Thank you for correcting me. So, but what and Nisa and what if we and in the Crawford in anti the approach, you know, you see what's your obi ka asɛm bi sɛbi obi ka asɛm bi kyerɛ wo na yɛ asɛm ɛyɛ yɛ ɛfa owuo ho a wote hɔ a feeling ne nko wonam a na obi hyia wo so na ɔka asɛm kyerɛ wo fa owuo ho a feeling ne yɛ different and ɛyɛ approach na onipa no ɛfɛn sɛ angel no de baa no so no ɛna ɛbɛma wɔnyɛ saa kind of fear no. This is what I understand from the hadith.
For your explanation, that was the second time I was this year engine, all right?
And I mean, mean confirm on straight said the second time
No,
I say.
no, me say per your explanation, per your own opinion, to you know, about that time no share the second time of this year engine, all right?
Second approach. I'm saying American the different approach or this year or commissioning, you know. Bako
So
Oceano.
who was giving him the revelations after encounter that angel in the cave?
Revelation never commissioning on Jibril at the Breno.
Okay. And angel now was she and cave in the
The same Jibril now.
angel now who no or no what ten na who no we na angel bear.
Quran am yet sister Jibril and a day
Thank
children
you.
Hebreu.
So he was continuously seeing Jibril.
And then I made him prove say within these two incidents, you know, na wahuna. Now even go wahuna approach now or this year for the this time, you know, different from the approach or this year no cave no. Indeed,
Eye de na who eye de na angel a won ne nam. Wa yi ne ho di akyerɛ ɛwɔ sky. Ɛwɔ sɛ usuro. Na hu bɔ na odwane kɔ fie.
no, I think na a beginning of his revelation. I think na onye yichire. So onye obi a all experience was sad, you know, I think na all
Enti me am say me question na won te ase yie. Tie nsɛm no sɛ de me busa ne yie. First revelation no ye bɛka sɛ na won hunu bi da. Enti ebeye hu di ama no. Okoi wara ka kyerɛ no de wo kɔhyiaye no sɛ enya ade bɔne bia. And after that, you know, revelation continue by according to the hadith. Waraka wu the revelation paused for a while. So when Waraka was alive, revelation continued by. Waraka wu the revelation paused for a while. And after the pause of the revelation, and I was say she and Angie ni biema wo hu say owo uwe no. That I was a who born wa better any first time or dear who engine, any second time or dear who no, any third time or dear who no, I was a who born.
Waraka wasn't the reason here revelation stopped where there is no evidence to that say because of Waraka and a revelation stop with Eba. Number one.
So this hadith should give you the answer to why the revelation was paused. Okay? Because to me, Waraka was the one feeding Muhammad informations. There wasn't no angel coming to him. That is why first time no koko shia no one tenase wo hu no de wode ye na hu da so woni mu. And wakoba Waraka mane na Waraka man in chiremu. So say o claim say now revelation that so bad it should be the same angel. And then Waraka wu ya okoshia the same angel who born, meaning say the angel that was giving him information when Waraka was alive was different from the angel that he met from the cave and the angel that he saw on in the sky.
One thing I because me just a few because I say hadith now the better no. Hadith no does it mean say hadith we buy no na Waraka no wu ana. So okasa ne mbantino.
Kankofo bi tu ho.
Me pacha in Islamic sources, okay. Ebrebe na revelation ne pause ebrebe ya.
Yeah, make it say I am not much into the history, even though I know some of them. But
okay, so all the sources in it to say is better your friends say Waraka wu yen na revelation ne pause.
okay, but me person me say sa hadith adabto so say commissioning for the second time we see a angel no no popo ya you have Muzammil eba ya say wa rapo ho with clothes no sorry no sa revelation ba ya no na wo pese o che say revelation ba na waraka no wawu ana na onwi be say confirm wo ho mame
Because the hadith says now revelation now pause for a while. And the yenimune say revelation ni pause abra na waraka ewu. Sasemsi na se would near dance ya wa asem mu a ye twa asem ni bi ho dance ya na ye de aya dance ya. Mo sources ni kire say revelation ni pause wa abra waraka ewu ye no. Enti ye wa hadisa enka komisheni Muhammad kura ko gina be poso anka wo ja ne ho abofo moku no because now the revelation was not coming. Okay.
me pese me hu ni say o hadith a wode beto so yi does it say time on hadith no ba ya say komisheni nam no te ani bi a o twa na ni na obofo no time
Enti
na waraka
mame san fanto. Mame san fanto.
See who from hadith and say no who and I say no we. That's what I want to know. I said while I was walking, all of a sudden I heard a voice from the sky. I looked up and saw the same angel who had visited me at the cave of Hira sitting on a chair between the sky and the earth. I got afraid of him.
I can be pacha kan top no answer mame.
Okay, narrated Jabir bin Abdullah al-Ansari while talking about the period of pause in Revelation, reporting the spirit.
Eno na hia me. So na ye abra na revelation na pause anasa na nya abra na revelation na pause.
Okay, so we know when by according to Hadith, let's just say that time na Revelation has stopped for a while.
Na mo sources no so kire say revelation ni pause wa abra waraka wu ye no. Ana enti me famra na.
I say if say you me person me obi aso person hu bi.
Okay, Mate. Okay, Mate. Mayama opoku. Opoku me pacha kasa na me hwehwe sa source na mfama ni sia. Opoku me pacha yeti o. George me pacha ti yankan kasa mai wa.
Ya mi pache. Yes. Opoku wotimi ma volume na mnaso na yento nkan yi.
Me here.
Akasa fe yete.
Okay. Tako fa me dase ni akwanya odi ama me mechia. Etiefo nyina. Sako ma pacho ewie de me ba ya. Masa bi etitia. Ade ba ko a. Sako fa me ntia se kakra ni se. Em say woka Islam asem e good yehu sebe etrone enema bebrebe e wo Islam ma ama sebe before yakodi esoma yenim ho hwe achi. Okay, na de nwanwan say woka Islam asem no e Christopher na begusu bebre. They are comfortable in criticizing Muhammad Quran chapters anywhere. But oko kan omu dia na omu bu ofu say adenti na obeka Christosom guy bi by or shall say to go to Isaiah chapter 28 verse 3 and chapter 28 verse we no kan say omu they are comfortable bra ba see ebe kan say Christosom ni Islam nyina no and foreign and fine now. Music Christopher na say attack no and na book ben or mutre and na no dia ben dia ben. Say person we be kan o wasem o sumasema. O so enkoka obi sumasem. Esum ni nyina no. Ni nyane ye foreign Metima chiro a trois. Jesus na omo e kan ho asem. Wadi wo Revelation chapter 22 verse 16. Me besa esankofa me ya se bia baka se bia ye yi topic na fi o there bi. Ba besa Christo 40 as Metima chiro a trois Jesus edino Revelation chapter 22 verse 16.
But
Sankofa
you
wadaroma.
see, and you can't.
Okay, sankofa wadaroma me pa cho.
Adaroma.
Fato ma kan Christopher na enkan Revelation chapter 22 verse 16 na de enhwati bi me pa cho.
Wawo ho ana. Sawa bo a ho na wo.
But Revelation then Sankabium.
Revelation 22 verse 16.
Verse 16. Thank you.
I can be patch over had I can be patch over.
E ba cho bi tie verse no.
Me pato me kind Revelation chapter 22 verse number 16. Ose me Yesu na me soma me bofo se omedi mo nyoma yi ho adanse asafo no mu na me ne David hini ne nasini.
Okay.
Adechie nsoroma a erechene no.
Okay.
Erade asemni.
Yo, that e ba cho English they say Jesus say he is descendant of David. Says as actually.
Enokre.
Now Jesus we descendant of David.
Opoku.
Of David asini.
Onfi David asinim obi a oye Nyankopon. Ya ono no osani free.
Na oye nipa na wo no tiase ye honam ne honhom asem ne different.
Debi. Sa sankofa.
I can be patch over.
Okay.
I can be patch out yanka. Okay. Yankai hadisi bi was side and Buhari. Number 6982. Narrated by Aisha. Was the commencement of the divine inspiration to Allah's messenger was in a form of good, righteous through dreams in his sleep. He never had a dream, but that it came true like bright daylight. He used to go in seclusion, the cave of Hira, where he used to worship Allah alone, continuously for many days and nights. He used to take with him the journey food for that stay, and then come back to his wife Khadija to take his food like was again for another period to stay. Then suddenly the truth descended upon him while he was in the cave of Hira. The angel came to him in it and asked him to read. The prophet replied, I do not know how to read. Opoku, me mpe unnecessary argument bi a me pacha wo. Me platform so me nye Christ me nka Christo fo asem wo ha. Fa ne se me ye Christo ni na me de me hu osie. Me de me hu sie, me ye Christo na me de me hu sie, me de me hu sie hwan. Enkremofo a me mesuro mo na me de me hu osie, minimum o minimum mo ma ne che wo.
Opoku sheda suade na bra. Sheda suade na bra.
Asema sankofa we. Eni die na me de ma wo. Me nka
Opoku me se sheda suade na bra. Why? Sheda suade na bra.
Sa wo pe debate on. Wo hene ba kan wo ha da bia. Sa wo pe debate inbox me fix debate ma wo ne wo hene ba mo be ba ye.
Now the topic na ba na debate wo no.
Okay, sankofa. You afena Matthias.
O ta say yes with intro say.
Yeah, inbox me say o inbox me a. Topic a wo pese wo ne wo hene ba ye no. Na wo de ama me na ma bo hene ba ama ne. Na ya conference call na ma fix day a mo betumi de ahia ya sa debate ne time. Me ma mo platform na ma ye program no me ni problem. Why?
Mate, me that's it.
Okay.
Mpacho o fix date na ya frame mo mpacho adero.
Yo Mate.
Okay.
Mate.
I to be pacho yen to yen common so. And to say the prophet replied, I do not know how to read. The prophet added, the angel caught me falsely and placed me so hard that I could not bear it anymore. He then released me and again asked me to read. I replied, I do not know how to read. Whereupon he caught me again and pressed me a second time till I could not bear it anymore. He then released me and asked me to read again. But again, I replied, I do not know how to read. Or what shall I read? Thereupon, okay, no, anyway. Okay, and he was saying, thereupon he caught me for the third time and pressed me and then released me and said, read, in the name of your Lord, who has created all that existed. He created man from a cloth. Read, and your Lord is most generous, up to that which he know not. Surah 96, ayat number 1 to 5. Then Allah's messenger returned with the inspiration. His neck muscles twitching with terror till he entered upon Khadijah and said, cover me, cover me. They covered him till his fear was over. And then he said, oh Khadijah, what is wrong with me? Then he told her everything that had happened and said, I fear that something may happen to me. Khadijah said, never but the glad tidings never but the glad tidings. For by Allah, Allah will never disgrace you as you keep good reactions with your kith and kin. Speak the truth, help the poor and destitute, serve your guests, generous and assist the deserving. That is calamity affected ones. Khadijah then accompanied him to her cousin Waraka bin Naufal bin Asad bin Abdul Uzza bin Kuzay. That's Waraka Korana Wokuta Bosom Uzza Dini. Okay. Then Waraka was the son of the paternal uncle, that is her father. Yentuaso. Me pacha me kind ye year semana mawa intinya botere. Okay. Any. What's it? Waraka was the son of her paternal uncle, that is her father's brother, who during the pre-Islamic period became a Christian and used to write the Arabic written and used to write of the gospel in Arabic, much as Allah wishes him to write. He was an old man and has lost his eyesight. Khadijah said to him, oh my cousin, listen to the story of your nephew. Waraka asked, oh my nephew, what have you seen? The prophet described whatever he had seen. Waraka said, this is the same Namus, that is angel, the angel who keep the secret, whom Allah had sent to Moses. I wish I were young and could live up to the time when your people would turn you out. Allah's messenger asked, would they turn me out? Waraka replied in affirmative and said, never did a man come with something similar to what you have brought, but was treated with hostility. If I should remain alive till the day when you will be turned out, then I will support you strongly. But after a few days, Waraka died and the divine inspiration was paused for a while. And the prophet became so sad as we hear that he intended several times to throw. So what kind of was
What made you home?
So what hadith na ye kai no actually tamwa Waraka wu ya revelation ne poso ye no actually no and na wo kokoshia that angel no e wo people so that wa brother Waraka tia say ye checking the order of the revelation. Ye checking the order of the revelations, you know. Enya surah 75 na the second revelation. Okay. So the angel, no, that wasn't the second time when we see our angel, no. It is the same engine and a man revelation and can share engine another time after the death of Waraka and Kehuba and Kehuba because no one engine it is say ya not a man revelation. And now if ultimate point I mean making us
Yes, Mate will point in us. And first of all, no, had this year working kind, you know, a true say, what prove say yes. Waraka, be now file, we, you know, Sabre no mono, not revelations, no, Emma, a true, sir. But what I have seen from this hadith is say, and yet true, say, on revelation, stop way. Secondly, with regards to a point, they said there were several revelations, you know. Maybe our commissioning will be to many several revelations. It didn't know Okoshia, the same angel at another moment, Nafi Osheki. Unum said from this hadith, will be able to be able to say, he was new, very, very new to the whole system. Now, you don't know ever from and into the busa, what I can say. Into me, Crawford, on the Pamomi, every like they would chase me away and I said, like, on better money. Was it Annie? No, Biana, or this message be by Biana, Sanamo. It means he didn't know anything about what is going on. After no receive at so Waraka was only briefing him about any man obit me pass it through during the process. So it is a Koshia angel, no? Even the 5th time, even the 6th time, component the Yamoshina, and I say Usura. That doesn't change the fact that still now we're new to the whole thing. Even those who are 1, 2, 3, no. So a prophet in I was say well adopted to the system at once, no, that's not the case, because Obiani how a perceive asam. What I say, Obiani how on who nasabo. You can say Quran catcher and say Halkuntu illa bashar rasula. You are only a human being who has been made a prophet. He was not any extraordinary person. He was a human being just like you and I, and then a man revelation. What I say, it say. Obeshia, we any party says some go for one way. Na prekope, what I say receive this kind of news. Ebo compa, why do you want to say be a chance and aba? But all of a sudden, man watching a voice and say, any Kassan was able Beshia. It is not something easy. Revelation is not easy. What I say, and easy say, yeah, maybe any receive revelation be that. So that feeling, we may not be the best person to describe that feeling. So Osrono doesn't make him say, Ebia, on your true prophet, and I say, Ebia, who the same person now Osro. No, it depends on how I will be approaching.
I say when you true prophet, me question and say he should have he should have been a familiar to the angel, because no angel no stay no that's so brand revelation. And now said you see describe this revelation hadith said you see describe angel na wo hu no o dwane ye no kire say wo hu angel no wo cave ni mu no wan say hu angel ni bio kopem say wo sa be hu no a hu sa bo na wo dwane ye no so wo check hadith ni ya
Sure. The woman say, you see, why one kasa my some clues say since Surah 75, you know, and the second, the second Surah in subsequent surahs, you know, and the second, no? It means obeying revelations be answered as a Surah na eba. Until he could be familiar. Now, the same person say, it seems no, the Casamono, where revelation be I just from the first and second one I buy and also but what I'm saying is in this incident
the me say your revelations are e wo ho a kire say eno no baja de ye ka ho asem meaning say once Waraka was writing the Jewish scriptures and the Christian scriptures in Arabic, he knew everything about the Bible. So Muhammad might get some information from him. That is why when Waraka died, the revelation stopped coming to him. Okay, because so he was getting information from Waraka. Waraka information biyama. Edia be kora na be ma na ha no say revelation menti wo kokun ho. Waraka
No,
revelation ma Muhammad yi kokun ho because revelation ni ama.
tie. First of all, no, and so you put yourself in the shoes of Muhammad. Na yɛhwɛ adeɛ. Hwɛ sɛ wo hɔ sɛ yɛi, na yɛbɛka kyerɛ wo sɛ, kɔbɔda wuro sɛ Nyankopɔn ana asoma wo sɛ fra afoforo nyinaa bra wo no saa Nyankopɔn no. Nkɔfo no ni so mu gidi a mo wɔ hɔ nie. Ɛna wo na wo sɛ Nyankopɔn te ne bi afiri Nyankopɔn ho. Suddenly, onipa a ɔma wo awerɛkyekyerɛ wɔ kasa na wote na wonte ase no ma warekyerɛ ho no wawu. Revelation is so mabio. So say, you don't know how to approach your people. Okay, you say some made behind. You'll be worried, my brother. Just put your shoes,
Okay.
yourself in your shoes. Just say,
Yes.
something.
Me de me hu wura shoe ni momenti wase. Okay, enipa no a enye wono na ma me revelations no. De o ma me revelations no wo ho. Na de wono ni hye me nkuna ne wo revelation no ho wo wu a de benti na wo say revelation ne pause.
No, that's what I'm saying. You said, and you saw Nipa na we into the revelation stop. Otherwise, the internet are by. Say you're into the internet.
Etiefo wa ha. Enti obi a eti.
Sanko ya brem kakra.
Wo bibia betimi aka me ne.
Okay, midas with the micho bia any panel for nyina. Sanko for mamismi from na Fasha Muhammad and Pabo Mukakra. Na miso and mismi dan prophet ne bi. Sanko for oda sha debut. Me sa bibim chimi muami ena mi dwane ba on chan wo no mi trust wo intina mi ba on chan ena wo kire mi nyema ebesi nyina even in future kura asama ebeto me nkrofo omo be jame na ade ena uma mi sa nyema we nyina sa apo we nyina ewo mi chan o afi ena sa je na ebe mi ame no e by ena edi second chapter by third chapter by but afi sadia no embabiem ma twensa ombabiem misa gofa samimia Muhammad na sami ko share ade ne biem in future he make us say Charlie na wukro enfo na ko share ye masa wa mama twen sabre come on I mean ya disa me hu so iti de wuka di nyina no mi wanti na mi sua firi mu nyina ne se nkremosum na nkasa no any foundation any pillars sa when the verses na omo see we never first we never last emu kro omo achiche mu omu nhye da nim verse ever last omu nim ena anka sa 74 we anka any never second na anka this story will make perfect sense and kebe make perfect sense say kura say Gani be Mia Muhammad no okoye but verses is are by which means say na afena or anybody body like no mu your body so ko me say me minu say hwe wo de hwe kura pusa uni te say wadafo bi ana mu shokura sa mu hu da kura for so many years like na sa mu shia kura mpo chale ma hu ache chale ma kayo na chana girl we say like I'm not going to be afraid of you.
So,
some of me theory be I have my own theory. The Emma waraka we are na revelation ne posia no. So we question Islam or more story be almost na Muhammad wa guy bi ana guy ni boa Muhammad na omo ku owo pa. Inti guy ni wu ya no. Ye ku guy ni owo mu. Ena Allah throne shaky. Throne Allah tinaso no. Gani we no Allah throne shaky pa na nya easy wo soro ho gigigigigigi which means na Gani are very important man Muhammad so into waraka so na to me na waraka so very important into waraka we no bia na angel Gabriel and alamu na omu ye we keep your soro answer now so into le ma de ne pose yeah because waraka wo no like she Allah so ho she Allah pose waraka wo into say omu ye like ye or having horn. Yeah, because that is the only thing now. We see.
Now we make a good point, but I feel the FLDS say we try so now good point now we make a good point now. Say ye now no, it's just a FLDS.
We I am theory me can say GD. So we are we Hamadiani. Mumu GD say Jesus who India.
Listen, first of all,
because like you are making point. Who the mama land why? Say me land we na so will be
Sankofa making the boy. He was making a
Ɔmo
good
sɛ
point.
ɔma ne kasa a ayɛ ɔma ne kasa a ma no nka na na no nsi.
I'm not saying something man, some may post me to because I'm being kasa, but I'm drawing his attention because we are spending time.
Oh, ni atem. Nti wo de ma ne nkasa.
No, nya tabli de make sure want to say. Now we because Jesus Christ, we Christ, you know, because Jesus Christ tisro ya. It you see say you feel the no di because I didn't any proof any you know so why do you
I can you feel the
Obi ka sɛ Yesu
Kristo mu tumi ka
Obi
sɛ
ka
Yesu
sɛ
kɔ India
Yesu mu ase na no.
mo ka sɛ Yesu kɔ India ha obi a nti ma
Asa
ka
ni
sɛ
Kristo ni
mo
wo ka kyɛm sɛ Yesu Kristo enwu a ɛyɛ fɛwdie.
kɔ India kɔ ware ya ɛyɛ insult bɛ yɛ nkasa nti ma nka na asɛm wie why
me catch you say Jesus
who the
Christ.
mama land mimi can crap mimi see we me theory. Like me theory. This is what I learned from this whole story. And so I made it clear, say, the whole thing, this is what I think I've learned from it. Because there was story, Obi where Allah throne shaky because I said Nipani wuye. So Allah kakaraka we pa. In fact, almost Allah throne no. Angels are almost sure throne no krampu. Baku na so et say from another galaxy to another galaxy. So who tell stories now? Allah throne anyeze so papa ena man we no Allah throne ni shaky. So so there is no anything wrong says na omu ye because Waraka was a very important person in the religion. Just like Sagana now only Muhammad Kokuya ye no. Well, this is just my personal theory. Not me like me because Islam na kaza kurapunu. Nema be beruha mujit like omudi chia. Omudi chia. Muhammad have nothing to do with it. Omu scholars na muba chira omu say oh Muhammad can say ebia na say neti and omu fast one omu practice ni. Intimi mi theory no why. Me nka say gidi anase me ka say nukure na evidence ni because sebe kakura say nukure evidence ni kurapa and Islam an kasa kurapun ebegu because sa who can Quran na almost for advance like omu verse bi Muhammad obisa Jews for ni say okay mo kasa na mo advance te won fa mo proof won fa na Muhammad ono no yemia no cave no ono no proof won fa ono no proof won so but is just my theory why we
Masa wo prove wo Masa wo prove
Masa oni prove bia
oba ya na ne kon ho titi according to hadith na oba ya na ne kon ho nyina titi enti wo prove wo ka say
Sankofa ba menka ketwa bi wa
na Sankofa bia okose obi yiri na
ya isao enkramofo kwa de omo bo chen so dem akura esuni na
okose obi yiri na
Arab for no Pakistan for no mo ya brafo kura no so Pakistan ni benya citizenship Arab kuro nu kura na edini enzo mu nyina ye ase Pakistan for na jisuna tumu so mu die o omo kura tumi kusum no ho awo mo amuhu
ato we dey me ansa hason kakra ansa na wadi me time hason me serew se Sankofa betena ha purpose ehun hia pa emusa se denti na Sankofa wa ha Sankofa wa ha se esum bi edikum edi wo haw edi amane hunu ba beto nipa so nti wo bo a kire wo ho mesere wo se wo other issues about religion create your platform invite people who will come in the Sankofa ba na ode no beto ho a oba so obeka Kristo so masem na Kristofo e wa ha omo beba but purpose wade to ha ne ye the purpose ne say esum bi betumi abese Ghana ana wade ba nti mesere wo eye jai sa diversions na ya wo ye no Sankofa me dance me time so amekasa
So far, no, I think maybe I know Kasa, you know, no say who are down for being a hunaja.
Francis made us a power for the gift to her.
So Ushiana, when you move nebeji, the moment you say be a oyem, and the dear men and yard who is answered me put me who be a hunacha way macho. And so now when you had it, into commission, bra revelation shall say, but was very excited. No, then Yaji said this in Revelation. I shall say about back. Indeed, no, the on the sort of kind. Indeed, Miss Men and Yaji was said, Ushia will be a Hunacha. We are going to mention, we are bit much of I don't know, Mammy, my sir. We bit my about for film. Now we are marshal. Who between New York? We are
Enti
Bakushia.
Ike mebusa say oba do hunahuna na nti na ma na yem hye no.
I am sharing ya who I'm going to make machine. I am share any other bonnet, number one. So be a machine and other bonnet. Number two, and yeah, when I will be a machine. But that's it.
Na why na wati excitement issue I ma na yem hye no.
Sankofa
Eh me de me de to hone say me ba de me de to hone say me pamucho bebre mo ma me ka ba ko pe.
me old friend.
Me ka ba ko pe o de me ba.
Enya de me so ni pa no.
Skeptic bo hene ban fada no nsi wa.
De me de ba ne say o kan ono hamadi afo no. Hamadi afo no they normally quote the Bible. Why say teaching a Quran no mo quote Bible. Nti me man the Bible
Ya
test ba.
yete on kapo yete on ka ye bedru su sesi awa.
Me man the Bible test ba ko say o kan Judges 13 ho na. Won say bribe wo Samson no. Obofo ba efo mu ne ma no ai Samson ma me be kasai. Ana okoy. Ohu ni countenance ne say o ye Nyankopon ni pa bi. Enti okobo ni ku ama ne ku sere Nyankopon so onsan ma bofo ne mra bi. Enti obia ohu bofo obia no entete ne ne je ne yemo nhye no. Enti omobọ mpaye no osan ba bi no appear to oba ne bi no oba ne so o twantwa na me ku pese ohun. Ana odi mirika kofa ne ku ba no so be hwe ne bi no be kasai. Enti so ka say
Ahene ba. Skeptic.
Yeah, me too.
Who your friend say moderate and host the platform Okay.
But
enti de me kan kosi ni say won't be who ade a excitement na wani wo ye mo nhyew eno de me so me ne Ike nya adwene say ade a wo hwehwe na say ba wo se me ye mo ahye me ade a na Muhammad was yearning to see that because when abreki and wo kura wo nya hwe nka bio and wo pese bi ba ade na wo hu ni pa na wo ye mo hyew me so ho na me so me ne na adwene
ena na osa suro so na osa suro sa aka ho biom so
Luke chapter 1 verse 12. Then Zechariah, by the time Zechariah ehu obofo no ne yamhye no.
Zakaria eye mo hye no bet we anwane ankohye ntuma.
No ye chinyeje na oje enye de yam na hye no oje chinye because now no oje chinye say ni age no ne yire age no omo ntime ngo enti ye chinye na oje enti ne yama na ankasa ne yam anhye no.
Bible say ne yamhye no. Open the Bible and see.
Sin eye mo hye no still woni obofo no kasai we anwane ono so na the first time. But Muhammad, from what Sankofa is saying, Muhammad has met this angel over and over and over. And you're serious, baby.
Zakaria the Quran the first time.
Exactly. Then on that
occasion, I go be you are not. Semi na me won be you are not.
No, strongly said. Onipa no hunu obofo na neje nti e wo se wo bi obofo na neje. That's why I'm quoting for you. Didn't na be a human being to obofo.
O se na ye mo anhye o ne na gi achinye.
Achinye no na neje ye, eno na ma ne da na mu.
I'm saying quote to Bible no na say na ye mo anhye no.
And I'm saying send ye mo hye na the first time. They say Muhammad first time. Sankofa is not even talking about the first time of Muhammad because that is normal. But the second time, it's not even the second time. After several times, I wish nipa na share then as had an yem sa kwahye no.
Enya honhom ba ko na ni Muhammad ye adwuma. Abosom bebre na ni Muhammad ye adwuma. Enti ohun we a eso de we kan o kan Quran na eso ba bia kan asem a ba bia kan different.
Hene o kan asem ma otu atwi o sa ye
me to twi we fa. Obi ayi wa no ho won so si me.
Only quotation im na ne kan si e kan ya ne bi hu se odwane ya na so ye den ya.
Look ahe.
Luke chapter 1 verse 12.
Or see Luke chapter 1 verse 12.
Bible.
I'll see when Zacharias saw him, he was trembled, and fear fell upon him.
Nti osuro ya na wansuro.
And I made sure say, so papa na you want to say when Johnny.
When Johnny osuro ya, yes, in the first time. Ike, asem na ye kan no. Asem na Sankofa kan no. Mo say Sankofa pra wan kofa the first.
When papa no say Luke chapter say
112 Martin as Ike Mati was say but the argument is when Johnny like Muhammad Johnny you know.
And the first time or
ɛna
the
wei
first
kora
time.
ɔhene ba hwɛ wei ni deɛ ɛwɔ mu ne nyinaa no sɛ baako ɛyɛ first time te sɛ
Back
Mohammed came
first
there
time.
no which make sense which make perfect sense.
In fact, Oheba claims in the say, yeah, media for a type of Bible into also to Bible, mammy. It's answer will be a hun above on an AJ. Incident in a year, the Huan, the Yamshino. And I'm say, will be so whom Bible now will be a hum for my Yamashino. So what is the case?
Okay, you are here to bet ye.
Yes,
Argument.
so that just accept it.
Okay,
Why
okay,
do you have
okay,
to
yeah, sir.
me?
Okay, yeah, sir. It
Thank
which
you
me
for
say,
argument. I will know any questions. It's not about the first encounter. From the Newma or the say way by first, way by second, way by third. No, sir, had it, sir, quotation a wo baby cry, which means Mohammed here can ask money ni panesha no about for necia several times. The question is first time no who na bia wo hu na wa said ni so fa ne ni sunu hu bi da ne hu na kwahye ntomam about the 10th or the 15th time no if it is the same person you've been meeting several times, all more information, my ben narrative, it won't hune, then be untina. So who nampa udane. And a quiet time, revelation is easy time, a waraka ewu. Which means a baby, I know we now source no free no, as watching, and as a woman who be on our side, any panubiwa. And you want to mean fan by example na woman first time and several times and yen current to who can need your crown when you budget. Oh, me who watch and then Ujani Jame and I feel a wobe. A young question to Mamu view.
And then down for tea, and then down for knock as a watch it.
Abre kra na wankasa no ai wu Muhammad no who say we a prophet, and a prophet is to be
yes.
seen. Prophet is to be seen.
And
so what starting
and
to idea out me no more kasa. I didn't know mobile hobby when I was a tremble.
and I would have shade be crampo. Sa we no chapter no and fourth chapter. First chapter no 5 verses and answer 6. Second one kura bebre. And a third one so 20 chapter 20 verses. It would have kind from 1 to 20 verse kura which means kura sa chapter no kura pono. So ube kan kura at least you will need like almost 50 minutes to read it for example or 10. So it which means now like they were like now Muhammad was with this man or this angel for a long time. It mimi the mimi can say anka verse anka any na second verse anka it make perfect sense but akwa fourth verse so it hono look muslim say like we are trying to caution it because your explanation makes sense. I get it. But second hand, so what we are also saying, and as a son of some it also makes sense. So, but mimi the mimi huni and say, I think say, microphone or mushisha verse no, or mona or a mistake. Sarah mimi hunu.
One thing to say, I have explained myself. Me say, concerning ehunu, if I say, Jibril no, two different ways. It could be say the second approach now the engine so on nama or tea no na or the into no sada into ebony huno. I don't know make say. I don't know it will be also any be no na mona precope oti strange voice be to make sure then actually no back to normal. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, well, I can say about you watum. It's your belief and we can't change it. But me person buso asembako. Is it true say Amadia for almost Yesu or Koware or Indian or Indians no ko we?
Yes, I'm here for your GDA. You can't want to
I don't know what book be.
Okay, first of all, you prove from both Bible, Quran, and other sources.
And me person me nya Bible source I chere Quran there and the wow book and me argue about that. Person me who Bible source I chere say Christ died in India and he had wives there and whatever. Me person me who the proof from the Bible.
I directly mentioned say we India now. What we find evidence from the Bible when they say there are other sheep who are not of this fold, them also I must bring. that time no na akakra bi ne abɔ na sendie mu na obuso ka other ships bi a ɔmo nni hɔ saa moment no he has to also go and travel to those sheep and preach to them. So you believe in after the attempted crucifixion he continued mission.
Okay, I can part
And this is just a belief outside the Bible and outside the Quran.
That's what I'm saying. Say within the Bible, Quran, and then other sources so approve.
So the okay idea or say me won my kofu fro be say John 10 ho baby or say me won my kofu fro bia e say o me akire no almost be kan nwanko no mo ye baako. He didn't specify which area of the globe they are. Or say me won nwanko fufuro bi. And the Bible didn't make any historical say or after or ko kan asem bia.
No.
Until then I'm munya sa agide no.
That's why gradually we can prove to you say first of all your belief say or ascending or sort after crucifixion it is not true from the Bible and it is not true say
is it in the Bible? Is it in the Bible? So of course on the Bible.
But the Bible writers not just say later no add it was not originally in the Bible.
I know they won't say later no more add it. I
mean your personal come pepao.
Na say Quran
this is selective
by Quran Christ any Bible Christ no one back because Muslims no all beliefs be a cake from what the Bible believes and what it's written and almost sources be almost kasa yenjintum and definitely the Christ in the Quran is different from the Christ in the Bible.
The original. Selective belief in the Bible. Some of the Bible not on concentrate on your books.
Jesus titi dotie and all the boy anuma meaning say how my dear for more different understanding of that way no almost see when anuma Jesus disciples and answer bibi and them but what story oh yeti u kan wan no
me see na omo ka say Quran asama ka Quran asama na Quran anka say Yesu the day I was born the day I was die Quran anka say Yesu owuye edam ye wu me edam me wuye say Quran aka
in the Quran sabes na ko say wassalamu alayya yawma walitu wa yawma amutu wa yawma ub'athu hayya the day peace was on me the day I was born the day I will die and the day I'll be raised back to life. So
it is how we can say Yesu wuye ne kramone ko jina be say Yesu wuya nti o kasa o kan verse as we say.
Yes, now let me tell you the Muslims believe that this process na Yesu can who some say the day I was born the day I will die and the day I will raise three processes.
No blah can verse ni wa ka say the day was it the day I was born the day I was die.
I was die. Before I was die, please. Before I was die.
The day I will.
I say before there will be one day.
I go away many kapao.
Or say peace was on me the day I was born, the day I will die, and the day I will raise back to life. Be raised back to life. So, me person says 3 stages here are boss, and these same 3 stages in the Quran na kama unipa biya say 3 stages we na nipa wo ye be wo ubewu na be sanya na that matter
okay me ba me das me ba nti asama okay se obi be so say Yesu wuye so Yesu wuye o Quran.
Yes, Quran no Yesu according to Quran
Okay. According to maybe Amadian, no, maybe according to one, because you see, yes, no, ye name, Eddie Moby and a Kunsani pan, yes, on Casanya for another coy.
Something I make a choice, maybe Ahmadian, then if you want to talk to him, so
Okay, maybe. Also, yes, and Katana, yeah, Ghana for and a yen I work page winning in for a yard down for. So what I say. Me, yeah, say also you ask win and Casana. I say, ye, nippon day. Assembly will honor you and a Korea. I say, you would you tum. Assembly will honor you and a Korea. No, I get tum. So what I said, near you queen. At the same day, a new back of phone. So what I said. Now more, I debut will honor ye Canaya and a Korea. And she says, oh, chinam, ye gonna for ye shed and to Sanya Mam. So what I said, until ye foresee who she see, in fact, also yes, Osha Quran, no share Bible. On se Quran, you 3 Quran, you Duri Quran, Medina Quran, Bakusu Kam.